giant creature lay waste to half the city, with casualties said to run into the thousands before the military were able to bring the monstrosity down. Military spokesperson Amara V described the creature as the largest living animal yet to have emerged from the Otherverse, and called it a significant threat which led to some particular challenges in regard to bringing the creature down in an urban area without causing further loss of human life. A correspondent for the BBC in the area, Sindhu Bhaskar, referred to the monster as a city killer. An emergency meeting for the UN Security Council has been called for tonight to discuss the developing threat posed by the Otherverse. Helicopter gunships of the Royal Air Force were today engaged in savage aerial battles with unidentified flying creatures over the North Sea. The monsters, thought to be bat-like in form but of immense size, are believed to have been involved in the recent attacks upon North Sea oil platforms. One helicopter suffered minor damage. RAF Command report 29 confirmed kills with 9 more suspected kills against the creatures. A full statement is expected from the Ministry of Defence later today.
The World Health Organization have announced that 3 more non-terrestrial pathogens have been isolated. The pathogens are each capable of causing fatal diseases in humans and closely related mammalian species.
Joint naval elements from Russia, Great Britain and Turkey have completed a 20,000-person evacuation of Odessa this afternoon. The evacuation began 3 days ago when Russian Black Sea Fleet vessels responded to distress calls from within the city. Odessa has been heavily hit since the Pandora event and was recently overrun by creatures from the Otherverse. British vessels responded yesterday in an attempt to support the Russian surface vessels despite official condemnation from Moscow claiming that the British were not required and were using the tragedy for anti-Russian propaganda. Turkish officials reported that they had also intercepted Russian transmissions from the fleet requesting aid, and they joined the Anglo-Russian relief effort with several destroyers. Official channels report that the final hours of the evacuation were completed during heavy close-quarters fighting between Anglo-Russian Turkish forces and swarms of creatures from the Otherverse. Surviving eyewitnesses to the incident have claimed that the warships were also forced to provide sea-to-land bombardment in an attempt to relieve the 3 nations' marine forces.
Streams of refugees continue to cross the Texas border into Mexico this evening, as alien life forms emanating from the Otherverse continue to sweep across the lower states. In an official statement, the Mexican authorities reported that they had established processing camps for the US refugees fleeing south. The United Nations have announced the formation of a new international military force named the United Nations Counter-Alien Incursion Force. Drawing on personnel from over 100 countries, the new Rapid Reaction Force is intended to be able to deploy anywhere in the world in order to engage Otherverse incursions. In Great Britain, there seems to be no end in sight to food shortages as rationing has returned for the first time since the 1950s. Scuffles have been reported at several supermarkets, and food riots broke out in parts of London, Manchester and Newcastle this evening.
A year has passed since the Pandora event. The night that the skies turned purple and tore open to reveal what lay behind them. The Otherverse, a lethal hellscape populated by plant and animal species that knew no fear of humanity and which spilled into our universe. The first to cross were the deadly predatory fauna of the Otherverse, no more than animals, but seemingly with an endless hunger for terrestrial life. At first, humanity held its own. For all the savagery of the Otherverse, our technology and weapons gave us the edge, and the animals of the Otherverse could not match it. Then came the flora, no less deadly than the fauna it seemed, some toxic to terrestrial life, some carnivorous and predatory, like the animals that came before. The alien plant life took root in our world, and began to terraform it into a copy of its own. With it came the diseases, wave after wave of deadly pathogen. Cracks began to show. Smaller, often rural areas began to fall to the Otherverse. Our food and supply chains began to buckle under the strain. Riots broke out in the cities as food and fuel shortages loomed. and still the other verse spilled across the earth. Welcome then to our weekly Pandora's Wake Apocalypse Age adventure, streamed here on Twitch and YouTube. Stage 2, the early years. I'll be your games master this evening. I'm Brian F. Irving from Gethsemane Games and DH9 Radio. The system that we'll be using is published by Green Ronin Publishing, our friends over there. The setting is by Gethsemane Games, my own company. Sound effects are by DH9 Radio's Foley unit, some also by BattleBards and freesound.org, and the majority of the the majority of the music is by DH9 Radio's production unit, but some is also by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. So, welcome to our game and our cast this evening. We are a person down as Mark Savoll can't be with us tonight. But so therefore Rab will be sitting this one out in the car, probably stoned unconscious. Those of you who are with us, we have Chris Gibson as Adam Taylor.
He is going to be joining us in a minute.
He's going to be joining us in a minute. Fair enough. Chris unfortunately had a little bit of an incident earlier today in that he'd left his laptop in the bus station and had to go all the way back out to get it, so I think he's only just made it back.
He's just joined.
This is true.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
So there we are. Chris Gibson as Adam Taylor.
Hello.
Jenny Savoll as Erin Black.
Hello.
Ben Watson as Joe Watson.
Howdy do.
Sean McGuile as Thomas Gallagher.
Hello.
And Marie McGowan Irving as Elizabeth Lizzie Ryan.
Hello.
Okay, so when we left you last week, you were trying to deal with the infestations on the land owned by the farmer Bill, who lives next door to your bunker. In fact, the bunker used to be on his land till he sold you the bunker and the field that it's in. You encountered some alien plant life on his land, and whilst destroying it, found some rather worrying tracks, which led you back to one of the old, now closed, drift mine pits in the northeast of England. We have a lot of those, where you found a number of strange creatures with whip-like tentacles growing from underneath this strong sort of carapace. So far, you've engaged them twice and come off better than you might have expected, although copious use of the firearms you've recently slightly illegally, in fact entirely illegally acquired, has been necessary. But currently, you're on a little bit of a high. You're feeling just that little bit more confident in your own skills than, well, perhaps you should. So. You are standing.
When GM says that.
You're standing outside the entrance to the drift mine. The entrance itself is a dark hole in the side of the hill, framed by now long rotted wooden pit props that, well, they're still holding, but looking at them, you're wondering how. And occasionally you get little bits of dust and brick, stone rather, just crumble from above and fall down through the blackness. Peering in, you can see that the two bodies of the gang members that you'd left there in the hopes that the whippersnappers would take appear to be gone. Those whippersnappers that were coming up the corridor have grabbed them and dashed back off into the darkness.
That's what we wanted.
It is
So.
indeed. Disposing of the evidence for you. So, what would you like to do?
Do you think there's a way that we could maybe knock the supports down, maybe using a large rock or even the shotgun?
Or sledgehammer.
Or sledgehammer, yeah. Any of those would work.
You have a hammer, yeah.
He does have a hammer.
Is it morning?
It is morning, actually, yes.
Right.
But I am aware that was a reference to a song.
Oh,
Everything is a reference to a song.
Yes.
that's true. But maybe we should also have a look to see about other entrances and stuff.
Well, we did have my drone in there. It's still in there currently.
Yes.
Brian was giving us information about that.
That's right.
But then
So, what the drone discovers is that the parts of the mine, although extensive, there are large parts of it that collapsed long ago. Well, it depends. Yeah, because you need to be able to keep the radio connection to it. So there's only so deep you dare go with it, but you haven't encountered another entrance, but you're aware that there probably is another entrance, at least one. What you are noticing is that inside of the old drift mine, there is a network of rails that were for the pit wagons. They're still there, although in quite a bad way. They're not in as bad a way as the majority of the pit props. Having said that, the bulk of the cave as is still standing. Here and there you do see some of these creatures just occasionally get shots of them just past the shot of the camera as it pans after them. They've disappeared into the darkness. There are also more strange plants in here, sort of large, almost like egg sacs, big yellow, slightly sort of dimpled and pointy things that
oh God.
yeah,
This character's going to want to go running in there and getting samples, probably.
Possibly.
So what we do is we light up a barrel of oil and we roll it in as a rolling drum, and it just all slops out, and then we set light to it and run away.
I'll take stills with my the camera that's attached to it for now.
Okay.
I don't think we should go into this particular one. I think we need to block this off and let the authorities. Actually, we have weapons, don't we, that are unlicensed? So
You
I don't
have
know.
lots of weapons that are unlicensed and were used in 2 murders. The bodies, the bodies for whom are inside this.
Is there anything we could use to maybe like gas them, or I don't know. I mean, I'd like to close it off, but then we need to deal with this situation ourselves without bringing authorities in.
Yeah.
Without knowing where the other exits are, gassing them might be tricky, or it might not be. Sorry, Jenny, I cut you off. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think we take a look round, see how many other exits there are, and also, I mean, can we tell roughly how many there might be with the drone, or is it just not able to go?
It's not able to get very deep in, and you can't tell because the damn things won't stay put if you're repeatedly seeing the same one or two, or if there's a lot of them in there. It's difficult to say.
Right, yeah.
There is always the petrol drum idea that Thomas came up with, although petrol is becoming quite difficult to lay your hands on and is currently rationed.
Yeah, we would have to get it, wouldn't we? We don't have
Well,
enough
the thing is that the farmer might have farm diesel, which is red, and that might be under less ration conditions. You could just make one giant fuck off Molotov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with diesel is
that's
it's
speciality.
yeah. The thing with diesel is it's somewhat harder to detonate than.
You can't just light it.
Or we could ask the farmer if maybe he's got some dynamite.
Poison. Has he got some
What could
poison?
be
Like rat poison?
Poison might
What
work.
could be a good idea though, is if we did put smoke in there, if we did put smoke in one, fuck me. Okay.
No thanks.
If we did smoke the area out and knock down one of the entrances, they're obviously going to try and get out of the smoke, so then we'd find the second entrance. If there was a second entrance.
Well, I think if we would have to have, let's say there's 2 entrances, right? If there's more than that, this is going to be more difficult. Then we could time it so that we have a group of people on one entrance and a group of people on the other. When the main entrance is collapsed, if we can do that, then we'll have another plan to, I don't know, set on fire or whatever, poison or whatever the ones that come out the other side, hoping that most
Are we
of
still
them
on?
get killed.
Yeah. Are we still on the farmer's land?
No, it's a good distance off now. You've travelled about
Right.
2.5-3 miles from where you first saw the
Is there,
the plant infestation, so you're a little bit off his land now.
is there a way that we could hack into the water, like Northumberland water or something, to get the soil of the ground to see if there is exits or entrances?
Unlikely.
Soil technician is meant to check the land every 5 to 10 years.
Well, what they're meant to do and what happens.
Aye.
Also,
In that case,
because there's just an old pit here that hasn't been used since the 1930s, there probably isn't. Northumbrian Water probably doesn't have any assets running through this area.
Yeah.
But you can try. Give me a research roll.
Okay. My other option was to get hold of Philip Sharp.
Okay. Let me just see what you got
You
there.
probably wanted quite high for me, to be fair.
I'm assuming you've got. I'm really sorry to say this, given the circumstances of what's just happened, but I'm assuming you've got your laptop with you. Or something
Yes,
that
I
your
do.
character can connect to
I
the
always
internet.
carry my tablet, yeah.
Right, cool. In that case, that combined with the research, yes, you can find out very little about the soil composition around here, other than, well, they were
Don't know
definitely
where the other tunnels
mining coal out of this at one point, if that helps. So there
I don't
were
know the land.
I mean,
lots
could
of
we not
carbon deposits. And
just go around and try and have a visual look to see?
Well,
about
some of the
other
tunnels could go for miles and
We
we
could.
could not even know.
yeah, you could.
Honestly,
But you could
I'm
try.
fine with going in there. I honestly don't care. I'm fine with going
If
in
you
there.
can think you can stealth past, about 50 of them.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Yeah.
the problem. We don't know how many there are.
Thing is,
we don't
thing
know what
is-
those plants do either in there. They might be poisonous or
They might.
something.
Sure, Brian doesn't want to do 50 stealth rolls against you. One was going to
one sec,
succeed.
I'm just looking through last session. I'm gonna look at those perception rolls because I don't think if I roll high enough, they physically can't see me. So yeah,
I mean, you could use the drone to fly around
Right,
the
yeah,
outside and
yeah.
see if there's any visual.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, the
Oh,
drone's only
nice.
got a camera attachment on it at the moment, so it can't do like infrared. Well, it's got a UV on it, but it can't do anything
but-
special.
If you're looking for other entrances, I can see that just sending a camera, a quick
Yeah.
drone around would work.
A standard
Okay.
camera, if the, you know.
1 second.
Okay, so if you're going to do this manually, then I will need the player characters to make search rolls. If you're going to use the drone, then I just need the drone operator to do it. Which way are you going to...
We can do the drone. I'm just checking its distance. 1 second.
if he doesn't
So
find
it'll
anything,
help-
I'll just go
So
in.
that'll help you.
You'll just run in.
I'll just go in. I'm not gonna run in, obviously. What am I? Suicidal?
Yes.
We have often wondered.
Yeah.
He's just hoping for a moment as spectacular as in the Fallen Kingdom campaign when he did the
That was
the
pretty
aerial
spectacular.
griffin to griffin jump.
Oh, yes. Where he was all heroic.
Yes. Which
That's the
should, to
only
be
time-
fair, have been one of the talking point. Well, should have been the talking point of the game session, if a certain someone hadn't managed to one-shot kill a demon later in the session.
That's true,
Uh-huh,
yeah.
uh-huh. It was a pretty epic session, wasn't it? A
It
lot
really
of heroic
was.
stuff happened.
Oh, yeah.
It really was.
It's 5 miles, but the camera quality reduces under anything over 1 mile, like
Okay.
significantly.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you very much.
I'll
You've...
do
Oh no, you
Sorry?
haven't given me a roll. That was a previous one. Sorry. Go
No.
ahead and give me a search roll, please.
which is that perception?
It is. It's perception searching. So if you can hear rustling in the
Lovely
background, the
princess.
cat is selected now for demanding her dinner. So I'm gonna have to.
No, this happens like every session. You
I know
know?
it does.
She always wants food at the same time. You should know by now.
It should really be on my pre-game checklist, shouldn't it? Feed cat.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to use knowledge. Knowledge to add make it a 13.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so sending the thing around the outside, you do find one other entrance that you assume to be down into the mines. If it used to be the same kind of drift entrance that you've got here, then it's obviously partially collapsed over the years. But it does seem to be some cave-like entrance that you suspect is leading back into the same. Would you call it a structure that's underground? I don't know, whatever you would call it.
Shaft.
Yes, okay, shaft. I was going to sing
Complex of
the
tunnels.
complex. Yeah, I was going to sing the theme tune for Shaft at you then, and realised I don't actually know it. I just know the tune. Okay, so you now have two entrances that you've identified. What would you like to do?
I still want to go in, to be honest.
It would be classed as a substructure, but okay.
Okay.
Why do you want to go in so badly?
I'm an adrenaline junkie, Jenny.
I like
Remember, the
monster
ones
bear.
we've took on already weren't fully grown. They were like drone type ones, weren't they?
They were young ones,
Brian
yeah.
said that. Yeah, they weren't.
I mean, we don't know that, to be fair. We've only seen weak ones.
We don't know that, no. But
That is also true, actually. That is something you don't know for sure.
For all we know, those were like the elite, and we just stomped them.
Well, I mean, if he's insisting on going inside, you could see if he could sneak through and get a better idea of how many there are, but...
You know, there was actually, this is completely irrelevant, but I was actually going to ask Brian if I could order something on Amazon. In the game, obviously. I'm not asking you permission to...
I was wondering there for a minute. I was like, I'm sorry, why are you having a check with me?
I was going to say, no, we're not. What, do we look like your parents? But I thought better of that one.
Okay.
Makes you
Can-
makes you
Joe,
No,
gasp
Joe
when
Ben,
you-
you
would
can't.
like to
You're not
order
allowed to. You're barred from Amazon.
Yes, in fact, you should give me your credit cards and all the relevant details just so I can make sure to control your spending properly.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me.
In which case, I would totally allow you to do more stuff in the game that I would normally.
You just get a phone call the next day, and it's like, Brian, do you have any idea how I'm losing so much money so quickly?
No, I've no idea.
And it's because you just want to use the night vision goggles. This is why you want to go in.
No, I've got thermal goggles actually.
So, what is it you want to order
I want
from
to
Amazon?
order. I want to order several bullet-resistant vests. Don't know if you can get them on Amazon. No, we don't have any bulletproof armor. So I think we should buy some.
And I just want to be
Jesus
absolutely sure here. Bulletproof against those things.
No. I mean, it's just I thought about this last week, but I've now only just remembered it because I was thinking, do I have armor? No. Yes, I was going to buy armor.
Ah, right, okay. It's just I thought for a minute they specifically wanted bulletproof because you thought somehow they'd armed themselves. I'm like, have I missed the point where we found out they had semi-automatic weapons?
Oh no, it's impact resistance armor we have at the moment.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because we've got our hands on guns, so I suspect other people are going to get guns, and I want to be prepared because Joe knows more than any of you guys. Getting shot hurts.
Well, we only got the guns yesterday, so it probably wouldn't be an order that was done today, would it? So.
But it's an order that I'm asking to do, so it will be if Brian says I can order it.
Just taking a look on Amazon now.
Okay, maybe not Amazon, but I know you can buy them on mainly American websites, but still.
You can buy them on UK Amazon.
Your web search history must be a delight.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, there's
You can buy them on UK Amazon. They are not as much as I would have expected.
How much are they?
Well, it
And what
depends.
kind? Are they soft or hard though?
Well, bulletproof vests tend to be hard. Soft stuff's not great at stopping bullets. Knives.
I
You
mean,
get them
no.
for
I mean, like
£60.
soft Kevlar. It stops small arms. Then hard's obviously for. You should know this. Come on, Mister.
Well,
I owned a black powder license.
yeah. Well, I never bothered with the body armor. Nobody
From
was ever
60
shooting
down
at
to
me.
100 and
What if somebody
120.
attacks you with a long arm?
Yes. Okay, so the body armor on here, the lightweight stuff is as little as £26 or so. However,
Jesus,
it's
that is
not
cheap.
rated to stop anything more than an air gun.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
thin
I don't
defense
think-
military tactical vest designed for light weaponry, £200. Stab vests are
mu-
vastly more common.
Just if you just tell me how much you want me to, like, what the resources will be. Joe's got a lot of money, so
I'm slightly worried about this because I'm just noticing that, like, bulletproof vest, 3 stars out of 5.
Oh my god.
Arrived in
Stop
plenty
it.
of time, but I got my knackers shot off while wearing this.
Probably the
Doesn't-
silicon carbide ones, which are 250.
Yeah, it
So that'd be
doesn't
quite
stop
a
bullets,
high
but it
roll.
really does curb that hurt you get when somebody says something insulting to you online.
The one I sent Ben for you.
Okay, I'm going to imagine that the price of this has gone up given that the country is sliding into the apocalypse. So, I'm going to require
I want to buy one for each of us.
one for each of you. Shit, how many of you are there?
Do a D6 and times it by the cost of that.
Hold on a second. Resources of 36 or better.
I don't quite have that many resources. That's
You can
quite
make a
large
resource-
amount. I'm pretty
re-
sure.
Resource test if you want.
I don't think I could roll.
Why
that high.
don't we get some strong material, some sort of canvasy type material, and slot some metal plates into it?
Yeah,
It's a steel.
you could completely Mad Max this if you wanted to.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so how much would bulletproof armor be for just me?
For just you,
Just me.
that would be 6.
Six.
You have
Oh, I don't even have
improvisation.
to. I don't even have to roll.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be doing what you call a British cuirassier style.
How
front
many?
plate only.
So my resources are 6. How many could I buy without making a test?
1.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just buy one for myself.
You would need a test to get 2, but you are unlikely to fail it. It's possible.
Okay.
You'd need to score 12 on your test if you bought 2, wouldn't you? So-
Okay.
There is the other thing that other people could actually buy their own.
Yeah, I just thought because I'm the richest. But I mean, if you want to buy your own, that's fine. I'll just buy one for myself then.
You've got
If,
24 in the kitty for the base.
Yes.
So I guess that'd be for stuff for the base.
Yeah, he's not having that.
Even at 24, it would be difficult because you would need to score 36 or better on a resource test on 3 days plus the 24. So
yeah.
It's
So it's
still
still
only a
difficult.
high average roll.
yeah.
I'm not getting it.
No. You've got resources of 4, right?
Yeah.
Anything which is less than 4 more than what you've
Yeah.
got.
You
Doesn't
can
require a
automatically.
roll.
You don't need a test to buy anything that's 6 resource points if your resources are
Ah.
4.
Ben, are you just wanting this armor then? Because we're getting off subject.
Well, that's what I've been saying. Yeah, I'll just buy it for myself.
Okay.
Y'all keep adding stuff to it.
Okay, so you can order some bulletproof armor
I'm
on.
specifically ordering ones that can go under my suit, so no one knows I'm wearing armor.
Now no one knowing you're wearing it is a bit of an extra. A bit of an extra thing.
Oh well.
You put some weight on, mate, haven't you?
Yeah.
During the starvation crisis.
I mean, they're bulky
He's
things.
rich.
so-
Well, not like less obvious then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so it's
less
not
obvious.
immediately obvious, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're wearing it just under a shirt, it's almost certainly going to get noticed. But once you put
But
a
I
suit
normally wear
jacket
it
over the
top.
top of that as well, it'll be
Yeah.
harder to notice. it depends how well tailored your suit was. If your suit's very well,
Absolutely, it was fantastically tailored.
well, in that case, it's going to be fairly obvious you've got something under there
Mhm.
that wasn't accounted for when it was tailored. Then.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That might notice the most out of everyone.
Okay. Okay. Yes, you can order a suit. Well, not a suit. You can order a bulletproof vest. That's fine. It will be here in 3 days.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is that Prime delivery? Is it?
Do you
No,
have
if it's
Prime?
Amazon, I don't know. I'm probably.
It's not going to. It's not going to be able to get here any faster than 3 days, unfortunately. Oddly
3 days
enough,
free
as the
delivery
world's
or
slow,
2 days, £500 delivery.
I mean, possibly, but then if you're going to pay that level of extra, that's
No,
going
that
to
was
be
a
a
joke.
resource test.
Sure.
No. You see, you misunderstand. Jokes are those other things. They're funny.
Yeah.
Well, you keep saying you're joking all the time, but I don't hear no laughs.
Well, you need your ears cleaned out.
So as for the tunnel, I have another idea.
Okay, go for
In a
it.
scientific way. What about elephant toothpaste? If Ben really wants to go in there, he could take some elephant toothpaste in there, activate it, and it'll expand and fill up the tunnels and possibly trap them inside.
My
Ben
geology
would
isn't
actually-
great, but I don't think elephants live in mine shafts.
No, elephant toothpaste is the type of chemical that expands. It's completely
have-
harmless, though.
Do we have any of that here and now, though?
It's made with 3 different ingredients that are very easy to get.
Okay, right.
Ah, so
Not Googling. I'm not Googling that either. Because I might wind up on an MI5 watch.
again.
Yeah.
I got it from a Mark Rober. It's hydrogen peroxide, washing soap, and a few drops of if you want food coloring, and then you
Right.
add it in. When you mix the 2 ingredients together, and it literally just does it. So
So
it actually does two ingredients.
There's nothing you couldn't buy from your supermarket, essentially.
Yeah,
Okay.
hydrogen peroxide and dish soap.
Well, we
I
probably
still think that we should try to close this entrance because this is a way we could track to see if the tracks are the same ones that came from the farm. Here.
You can't really tell if it's the same track. I mean, it's because the resolution on the cameras so poor that far out. You can't really tell if there are tracks at the other entrance or not. What you
Well-
could do though is you could probably make some of the stuff you're talking about. Somebody would need to give me some kind of crafting role. Somebody with a tinkering speciality would be ideal for this.
But if we are doing anything at one entrance, though, it might cause them to then run or leave through the other entrance. If it's, we don't know what might startle them necessarily. So we'd have to have plans for both entrances in place at the same time, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably right there.
Yeah. Because
I don't know
even
then.
though it might not be a big explosion or something, it still might startle them enough to, run out the other entrance. Exit, whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we need to figure it out for both, and then have people at both ends, in my...
See, I've got an easy suggestion.
Mm.
It doesn't involve mixing any chemicals or getting any dynamite.
Okay.
We're in a forest, we're surrounded by trees, why don't we just chop a few fucking trees down and block them with that?
Maybe.
I mean,
Don't
it'll
know
take
whether-
a long time to cut enough trees down to block the entrance.
Okay.
To be fair, the chemical thing will take a while as well because we'll need a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this chemical thing that you're talking about.
Yep.
It's a stain remover.
Well,
Yeah, what it is, it'll expand and it slowly disappears after a while. But it's like an immediate sort of patch, you could say, until we think of something better.
You can buy expanding foam from any builder's merchant. It's what you use it to fill cracks in walls or the
Cavity
gaps
walls,
behind a bath. You can get the
Well, it
foam
might tell
there,
us
the
where
stuff
the
that
other
goes
exits
inside
are.
cavity walls. It's probably a cheaper and quicker option. and people are not going to ask any questions if you buy a shit ton of cavity foam because you might be insulating your bloody house. Even if
And
it is
it'll-
the apocalypse, people still get cold.
And it does solidify as well. That's the
Yes.
other thing.
It does. One thing I would say, in the middle of that there, somebody said it might tell us where the other entrance is. You'd need a hell of a lot of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, we know
We could
where the other entrance is, though.
Yeah.
So.
You know, Ben, do you really want to go in?
Yes, actually, I do.
You can send the drone up, and when you start blocking the entrances, if you start coming out other ones. The other thing is, as well, is we can come back and check, because they leave fairly obvious tracks in the forest, right? So we can, if they find another way out of their nest, we'll sharp know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we just block off the 2 that we found,
Yeah.
and then keep
And
an eye
just-
out. We'll,
And use
yeah.
cavity
Yeah.
wall insulation, because
Mhm.
that's pretty much, it's
Or if we
non-toxic and everything.
If we can't necessarily block it up, I mean, we could try collapsing both of the entrances at the same
Yeah.
time with explosives. Maybe that might be better.
Yeah.
Because I know Rab, obviously, I think he might have something that would work with.
Explosives, but the rotten beams, we could just knock them down with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's just about timing it so that they don't run out one after the other, because it might take a while to knock them down, maybe?
Yeah.
So we'll
I'm
have to
just trying to
split
think
between the 2.
I mean, it might, but some of these beams are very, very old, so it mightn't take long. Although the thing about wood, I find, is it's always harder to break deliberately than you think it's going to be.
Right. So here's a
That's what I mean.
quick question. Yeah. So some chains, a vehicle wrapped around the uprights. Pull them out. That collapse it?
Should be doable. Well, you don't know if it'll collapse it or not, but I mean, because you don't know how stable the actual.
Mild issue with that though. We're in the middle of the woods, and we had to get rid of our non 4x4 vehicle because it wouldn't
That's
go through
very
the
true.
trees.
You couldn't get it through the trees
Yeah.
because you're in the woods. Yeah, that is a very
Yeah.
good point. Well remembered.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I thought if we set fire, say, like, we could use fire to
I
stop
don't
them
think we
going
should
out
set
one of
fire
the
in the middle of the
entrance,
woods.
But then again, yeah,
Not a
that's what I was
forest
just gonna say.
Okay.
It probably wouldn't work. Wouldn't be a
Yeah.
good idea.
Ratchet pulley and some steel hawser. Yeah. So somebody just has to stand there pulling the arm, and it just ratchets like that. It gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Just pulls those beams out. Do it both ends simultaneously.
You could certainly try that, and you could buy them at a
Okay.
builder's merchant.
We could give it a try, yeah.
Yeah, buy them at a
Um,
builder's merchant, or we can get them delivered with Ben's armour.
True.
What about these
3
bodies?
days though. It's not coming for 3 days though. It's a
Yeah.
What
while
about
away.
what?
The
What about
bodies.
the bodies that we've got?
We haven't
What
got the
bodies?
bodies, they've already taken the bodies.
Yeah, we'll be eating them now.
Yeah.
We don't have to read
Yeah,
I mean, we
So
could,
they-
we could just tell the police because the bodies have already been eaten. So,
Well,
like,
you assume. I mean, the creatures took them inside. You know what they've done with them. They might be arranging them into some kind of bizarre sculpture, for all you know.
So we'll
Yeah, I
radio
don't- I don't
Thomas
think
and
the-
tell
the
him the
police-
supplies we need.
Well,
They've
the
got a little
police-
table and they've sat them around and they're having a corpse tea party.
I just don't think it's a good idea to bring the police in.
I don't
because
think the
for
police
one,
are going to really look into it too bad. They've already
Rather
been
than wanting
pulled
criminal
apart.
for one.
Yeah.
You could-
If
you
we
could-
come, how hard do you think Rab's going to object and we go, let's get the Rosas?
Yes.
Rab's wanted in about 4 countries at the moment. I think, no, maybe no, aye.
Yeah.
Plus, we've still got the van that could have been seen on CCTV.
And the guns.
Plus, we have this
And the
bunker
drugs.
that we
Can I
don't
just
really want.
remind you, Rab's got his stash against the apocalypse in that fucking bunker.
Oh shit! Yes, he has.
He's
Uh-huh.
got about
And
a
I was-
ton
that's
and a
why I
half.
was- yeah.
He's got about a ton and a half of skank. Do you know things there isn't?
Uh-huh.
There's Paulus can
They're not
probably
good.
smell that from Northumberland.
Yeah, and we've got illegal weapons, and we don't want to bring attention to the bunker anyway.
Yep.
Oh,
Especially
we
got
don't
all-
take them. We don't take them to the bunker. We give an anonymous tip on a payphone that probably still exists.
But they're going to ask us how we were out here, why
Anonymous
we were out here.
tip. Anonymous tip.
Yeah, but then they
Hmm.
would likely... no.
Credibility.
Good idea.
What about
But
Philip?
They have to check it out. We could make some claims saying, I don't know, I found a dead body on a mine shaft at etc. place. They have to go check that out. Then that's when they find the monsters.
So you've got some
Can I
video
just
footage
say-
of the monsters in the cabin, have you?
Can I just say something here to Ben? You might not know this because you don't watch crime dramas and police procedurals the way I
I've
do.
seen Vera. I know what I'm on about.
Right. No, see, the thing about... Well, you should know this then. The first person they look at in a murder is the person that reports it.
Yeah.
Anonymous
The
tip.
first thing... It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Ben,
How would they know? How if
Ben,
you just
how are
use
you
a payphone
can I
in the
just
middle of
ask
fuck
you-
all
right,
out?
can
I have a
Like,
feeling that because of this apocalypse, it probably would have been shut off by now.
why would they shut them off? Why go through the effort? They just leave them
Yeah, but-
abandoned.
Even if they were functional, if the police wanted to, they could access CCTV to see who used the payphone at the
Break
time they
cameras.
sent a tip in.
Yeah.
Break the cameras.
Anyway, I think we're getting down a bit of a rabbit hole here, if you'll excuse the terminology.
Let's
Listening to
radio
this-
Thomas. We'll radio Thomas to get the pulley and the other supplies to bring him down because he's up there with the farmer at the house.
That's right, he is. Good point.
Once he comes back from his bathroom break.
Yeah. 'cause
Okay, and you mentioned Philip earlier.
I said that we could contact Philip if you're saying that, we don't want the police involved, but Philip has the similar resources to the police, but he's off the grid.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
yes.
Actually, come to think of it, Erin's dad is a joiner. Would he not have tools that might help with not like removing posts?
I mean, you already have the sledgehammer and
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
and whatnot. I'm not sure what a joiner would have over and above that.
I guess.
I mean, can I just say as well that Joe's a bank robber and surely he knows somebody that's got some dynamite?
Like I said, Philip.
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
Actually.
Philip.
I mean, Philip could probably get his hands on some explosives, and you do have one of your other allies who definitely has something that's very good for destroying wooden things. That would be Lizzie's sister, who's an environmental
Listen, who
scientist.
has a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Right. What we should do then is some of us go and get some of the resources, and maybe the rest of us camp out and keep an eye from a distance to make sure none of the creatures get too far, and if they do, we can take them out.
Okay.
Because we don't want them wandering around or attacking the farmer or something, really.
Okay, so what I'm going to say then is I'm just going to reset. You should all be on your to-do board now.
Yes.
So I'm taking the titles off assignments 1 and 2.
Okay.
If you could make assignment 1 then collecting the resources. So anybody who's going to be collecting the resources you need for this, drop them in assignment 1, and whoever it is that's going to find their corpses later. Sorry, no, they would be the ones finding the corpse. Yeah, so whoever it is whose corpses are going to be found later, who've been left here to guard the thing, if you could drop them into assignment 2, please.
I'll go into 2 because
I'm happy to stay.
Because you think I was joking. All right, okay.
no, it's because I always make the wrong decision.
Yeah, but not usually deliberately, surely.
No, not deliberately.
Then you're there probably getting the supplies in case you do need to contact Philip.
I've got a phone.
What
Yeah,
I'll-
that's fine.
I was going to say I'll just phone my sister and say, going to come down and bring your chainsaw.
Okay.
Well, the main reason I'm thinking that is because I've got a long-range weapon, so, you know,
I have
that's why
2.
I'm staying.
Okay.
And I've shown that I can actually fight the bugger and things in hand to hand. So
Yeah.
so I'll sort myself out something makeshift, a stick or something that I can use as a staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
So
be
it's
the
a
contact
choice.
between the two then.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, are you going to collect things, or are you staying put? Or drop yourself into into option 3 if you're just going to stay somewhere safe like the bunker.
Well, I kind of want. You told me about those plants that I was seeing.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, because of my drive, I'm kind of like wanting to find out what they are.
Okay, well, the only way you're going to do that, I hate to say this, is to go in there. Which
Is there
is,
a way I could modify a drone to pick them up?
there's no way you can modify the drone to go in there and collect samples of the plant for you. No, you're going to have to do it yourself. If
You're
you
just
want
giving me an excuse to go in there currently.
it. Yeah.
I mean, if you two want to go in there,
I'm fine with going in
I'm
there.
not
I've
going
said
in.
myself
I'm
I want to
going
go in there.
then I mean, we could stay outside, and if
And
you're
I'll try and
screaming,
find a
we
way
can go in
to-
and help you. But
We'll stay outside with the body packs to collect what's left.
I'll
yeah,
try and find a way to make Joe as silent as possible then.
A ball
Strip me
gag?
of all my
Say that
nosy
they-
clothing.
Is it by hearing?
Sorry?
How did they hear us again? How did they know of us? Is it hearing or seeing us?
Well, you're not
No.
entirely sure. They have kind of underdeveloped eyes inside what looked like nasal pits, but proved not to be.
I mean, you could try like rolling around in some mud and see if
Yeah,
it
you
masks
think that,
your
like-
scent a
Predator
bit
style.
or something.
Is there any droppings or something like around from them?
They'll be scat, I would imagine, yes.
Yeah,
So,
you could try.
Ben, you alright getting rubbed in crap and walking in there?
All right, what do you think he does on a weekend
Ruin my
normally?
suit.
You're going to be wearing your suit. You're going to be wearing your... 1 second, we'll find it.
My ghillie
Your
suit that I'll wear over the
Your
suit.
MBC suit.
My what?
MBC suit. You can wear the ghillie suit over the top of that, actually.
Yeah.
That's going to be noisy than just wearing my suit, isn't it? Aren't they all like really plasticky?
MVC suits are not as noisy as medical hazmat suits, but
If
they
I'm
are
going
not
into a
quiet.
monster's lair, if I'm going to a monster's lair, the last thing I'm worried about is getting some kind of like sting from a nettle. I'd rather be quiet and get stung than be eaten.
Well, the MBC suit is literally just to keep your suit clean because you're whinging about your suit.
Fine.
It's just a fabric sort of thing that goes over your clothes.
Because you've got to presume they'll probably be able to use
I'll
scent,
wear gloves.
so,
I'll wear gloves.
you know,
Then we'll
you can
cover you in
use
feces,
cover
and then
it.
you can put your ghillie suit on top of that.
You can always get it washed.
That'll give you bonuses to yourself, so it'll help.
The MBC suit will give me bonus to my stealth.
No, the feces and the ghillie.
You're just assuming this.
The
You
might.
just want
I'm
Joe to
saying.
roll around in turds.
It's better if you smell more like the environment that they're in, then the less likely you notice you're there, I would imagine.
I'm just glad I decided to stay outside.
Likewise.
Fine, I will roll around in shit.
We're just gonna fight laughing.
Does he need a roll for that?
I've just seen who put that in assignment 2.
That would be me.
To be fair, Chris is going in as well. Well, Adam, sorry. is
No, I'm
going
not.
in.
I'm just helping him get prepared. I'm not going in.
Oh, right, I thought you were wanting to
I
collect.
don't know where I've gone,
plants.
actually. I've gone there.
He's grabbing a big old turd and putting it in my hair.
So are you, I mean, right, so you're going in to collect a plant sample for Adam and also see how many
To see-
creatures there are.
yeah.
Okay, so
See if there's any
Can
more.
I just clarify this, right? I'm out of character at the moment. I'm just going to say, as an actual scientist, are you really risking a civilian for a plant sample?
No, he's wanting to go in.
I
So
think-
why not?
I think also you're not going with them.
No.
Okay.
No, this is essentially
I've
Operation
got
Get
bad idea
Behind
what
the
you
Bank
want to do
Robber.
So I'm trying to help you as much as possible to be less of a bad idea.
Oh, okay.
Do you think
so-
this would get past the ethics committee?
No, I don't think
this
it
would
would.
not get past the ethics committee, right? The ethics committee wouldn't let me send rats through a maze.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so if you are going to go in with Joe, could you drop yourself into assignment 1 monster snacks, please? If you are going to be waiting outside, drop yourself into eyewitnesses to Joe's gruesome demise, assignment 2. And if you're off collecting stuff you need for other tasks, drop yourself into assignment 3, survivors.
I think that's just Rob and Thomas for those ones.
Just
Yeah.
So I'm
Thomas.
thinking I'm going to do like a breadcrumb trail with string. What's that from? It's from a kid's book.
They
Hansel and
literally do it with
Gretel.
Scout.
Hansel and Gretel. I'm going to do a
Hansel
Hansel
and
and Gretel.
Gretel.
To be
Yeah.
honest, though, we could radio Thomas so that Sean's not doing like literally nothing whilst we do this.
Yeah, I mean, he can be here as soon as Sean's back at the
Yeah, okay.
back at his desk, because he's
I
literally
guess
only
we
at the
wanna
farm.
quick.
It's only like 3 miles away. He
Yeah.
will need to drive into a B&Q or somewhere to buy the stuff he needs, but I'm going to say
Yeah.
he can be there and back in no time. Like a few hours. It's not going to take long, 2-3 hours maybe.
Should we keep Joe on comms in case if
No.
he does actually get in trouble, and then we can maybe make some noise to distract?
I think we'll probably hear the scream.
Good luck, Ben.
Oh my god!
I'm confident with
How
it.
many convictions do you have?
Convictions.
None so far. They've
4.
never caught him.
I have 4 conviction points though. So
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll
Well, there
die
you
for
go.
the
He
day.
might survive.
Yeah, I think be okay with that.
I feel like my thermal goggles should be, at least acceptable.
They will be helpful, I'm sure. Yes. Okay. So,
I mean, thermal effectively lets you see in the dark.
Yeah.
Effectively.
are you sending the drone in after him to keep an eye, or do you think that's going to make
will
too
do,
much
yeah.
noise and attract
I
attention
don't
to
think
him?
the drone makes much noise.
It's not very loud.
I think.
I mean, considering you can't go that far with it before it loses signal.
No, I'll just give him the GoPro off the camera to take with him and strap it to his head or his chest or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably a better idea.
Oh.
And then we can watch his death.
Right.
So
Gonna upload it to Lively.
Cracking his fingers and getting ready to kill a character. Go ahead.
Not at all. I'm not an
It might work.
adversarial games master. I'm not out to kill characters. But this is going to be a thing
See,
that we
for all
play
of you
through.
saying me and Brian are alike, we're not.
To be fair, I don't think you've ever run a game where you're actually out to kill the characters, or if you have, then you're very good at it. Okay, so Ben, give me a stealth roll for Joe as you move into the drift mine.
Do I get any? Does the bonus still apply for moving with the ghillie? Or is it just hiding with it?
It's just hiding with it, really.
That's fine.
I mean, honestly, wearing the ghillie inside a mine might actually attract more attention than
It
Conceal
still breaks
yourself.
up the human silhouette, though.
it does, but it makes the monsters go, that's strange. We're in a mine and there appears to be a bush over there. I'm sure that wasn't there
Well,
a minute
there's
ago.
plant life in the mine as well.
Yes, but
the
it doesn't
aliens.
look like a 6-foot tall bush. But, I mean, it will break up. I'll give you +1. I'm feeling generous. I'll give you +1.
Then I've got a 19.
19. Okay.
He's very, you smell it.
So, you...
They would have to get 666 to spot me with a 19.
Okay, so I'm just working my way down the threats you will encounter. So,
Cthulhu!
Joe makes his way into the mines. You can all feel your hearts pounding faster and faster as Joe disappears into the darkness, and you are
About
gripped
how
by
rich
this
you're gonna get.
sudden terror that he might survive and come back. As he disappears into the darkness beyond, Joe, what you see is you're inside a mine. There are occasional showers of bits of dust and rock falling down, but they're not all that often. the wooden mine props certainly seem to be dry at least, although they've seen better days and none of them are entirely solid. Some of them have got large bits that have rotted away over the years. As you're moving in this long, more or less straight corridor, you seem to have been travelling for a long time. The light from the entrance is now just a pinprick in the distance behind you, before you start to see the rail tracks that you saw on the camera earlier, or that your friend saw on the camera earlier and mentioned. The rail tracks, they're still here, but some of the stoppers on the ends look as if they've either broken or the wooden parts have rotted away long ago. So far, you haven't encountered anything that's attempted to eat you, so that's good, right? What decision did you go with in the end about exactly what you were wearing? Give me a full list of everything you... I mean, I don't need you to remember beyond that.
Oh, okay. Socks, shoes, trousers, shirt, tie. You know what? No, I'm traveling light. I'll not have a tie on. We'll have my blazer.
Okay.
My ghillie. I've got a pistol. I've got a bow.
Okay.
I've got the thermal goggles.
Smells of poop.
Yes, since Chris wanted to rub shit in my eyes so badly, got that as well.
Sorry, you've got what? I didn't quite catch.
Shit in my eyes.
Sorry, I beg your pardon? Oh, you mean he's covered you in some scat so that they can't easily smell your scent, is that what you mean?
Even though they have no noses apparently, but it was insisted, so yes.
Well, you know, biological scientists are a strange bunch. Where did you go with the NBC suit in the end?
Is it actually going to... Would that actually make noise and impact my stealth?
It will reduce your stealth a little bit, yeah.
Then no, I'm not going to wear it.
It's only going to impact...
He did say he didn't want to when you asked him, so...
What did you say?
It's only going to... For fuck's sake. It's only going to impact it by 1 or 2 points, so it's up to you.
Well, no, I'm not going to wear it then.
Okay,
that's
quite
fine.
A lot. That's fine. In that case, could you give me a Constitution stamina test, please? Sorry, a Constitution tolerance test, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're moving down into the mines, you get this oppressive sense. It's very close. It's very warm down here. You can't remember how long you've been down, but it seems a long, long time. You're finding it's difficult to breathe. It's almost as if it's so warm. It's so hot. Roll 2d6, please, and take that as penetrating damage.
Quite a lot.
You can apply your toughness to it.
The NBC suit might have helped you with that.
It would have done, that's why I was asking. Yeah. But it would have applied a penalty to his stealth. Okay, so you take 6 points of penetrating damage, which means armor's not going to affect it, but your toughness will reduce it.
Okay.
Okay. So making your way further in, you can see that up ahead the passageway splits in two.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, you can.
So, using the goggles, how cold is the surrounding environment?
It's about what you would expect for underground in the autumn in the northeast of England.
Okay. I'm going to pretend I know what that temperature is.
Okay, well, it's a little bit warmer than standing outside would be now that you're this deep. The deeper you go, the warmer it gets. But you're not really that deep yet, so it shouldn't really be much more than autumn in Pact. Imagine autumn in the cafe at Pact. That's roughly what we're talking about.
I actually looked
Vicky
at
hasn't been in and turned on the heaters yet.
So I actually looked at one of the other guys before, but it was dead, but it was recently killed. How much warmer was that compared to the surrounding cave environment?
Quite warm. Its ambient body temperature is higher than that of a human's.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait a
Also,
minute.
they should...
Sorry. Its ambient body temperature is higher than a human's, but the carapace acts as insulation, so most of that doesn't bleed out, so it would It would register as colder.
Okay. So that creature is actually colder than the surrounding environment.
Well, the creature itself's warmer, but on your headset it appears colder because the carapace is insulating it and keeping a lot of its body temperature inside.
Oh, so I just got to look for cold spots then.
Oh no, it'll still be warmer than the surrounding area. It'll still be warmer than the surrounding area. It just, it will be less of its body temperature is leaching out through the carapace than would do if it wasn't there.
Cool.
So you will, if you encounter one, you will see it on this. Unless it's behind something solid, you will see it on the headset, on the thing.
All right.
So, would you like to go left, which appears to be heading deeper down, or right? Well, I say right. It's more sort of straight ahead and slightly bearing right, which seems to be more or less on a level with where you're at the moment.
Well, the left's going to lead to where the monsters sleep, so left.
You're going to head to the left, okay. So, heading to the... Oh, dear. Heading to the left, have you got any light sources on you?
I mean, I've got the thermal goggles.
Just the thermal goggles, so you can't see anything. You can't really see much unless there's some other heat source. So you can't see if you're about to fall down a pit. You can't see if the walls looming up.
Well, no, like if you look at thermal imaging, you can make out environments pretty easily.
Would there be a tiny bit of light from the GoPro?
Yes, there would actually. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say you've got just enough light that you're not going to stumble into any pits or drop-offs or any sudden problems. Okay. So give me a perception seeing test, please.
Okay.
Good. Not bad.
Not bad at all. No.
I'm
Okay.
pleased.
So you notice that up ahead there is a more or less constant stream of little bits of rock dust falling from the ceilings, almost like a curtain that's glittering in the darkness. The supports here look extremely weak, and one of them's cracked as well.
Right.
Is there any foot traffic?
Give me a perception tracking roll, please. Yeah. Okay, so the floor is rock, which makes it extremely difficult to test for. However, if you wanted to convert this from a fail to a pass, it would cost you 2 points, and we could use that rule we introduced last week from the mastering the game rules, which is, give me a second to find the right terminology again.
Could I potentially use the 5 stun points that I got from the perception test?
You got 4.
I got 5.
No, he got 5. He got 4 on this one. He got 5 on the previous one, which I hadn't noticed. So yes, tell me what you would have used that for first, and then we'll.
Well, you said about the rockfall. I'd obviously want to know what was causing this. I feel like there's probably some stuff up there, but
There's some structural problems here.
I just want to know if there's foot traffic, because then I can just,
Okay, but your first roll was a seeing test, like a general seeing test. You weren't looking for tracks till the second roll. So what did you use the 5 stunt points from the first roll on? Is what I need to know.
Okay, I'll have a look. Exploration, that's the one.
Yes,
No,
sorry.
it's not. None of those really.
I mean, exploration should realistically be the ones.
Not really, because they're all for like other people or resources. Clear dirt, stitch, and time. Can I use it when a plan comes together? You reveal the test was a part of your plan all along, granting a bonus.
No.
It does say on one ally's next test, but can I be that ally?
Well,
No?
no, because what plan are you using here? You're just looking at stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at.
My plan is to not die.
I think it's investigation
this is a part.
stunts you need. Yeah, you're not really
My
interpreting
plan
that.
is to not die.
I've already said no. That's the answer. So move on.
And you could you could use a stitch in time. So it would add it to your next test, so that your second roll would have an additional stunt point. If you had more tracking.
Yeah, but the next roll didn't
That's
pass.
the stunts.
So
Yeah, it might not have done, but this is why I'm saying, tell me what you're doing with these stunts, because it might have a knock-on effect. It's investigation stunts you were needing. I think I pointed you at the wrong ones anyway.
The one I sent, the down the rabbit hole.
Intuition sounds pretty good. The GM reveals a fact about an object you test that could not have been noticed.
Okay, so yes, you think there are creatures have passed here, but not recently. You get the feeling it's not recently. You couldn't actually tell that from the scrapes on the wall and the wood. There are definitely scrapes there. Creatures have definitely created them, but you just have this intuitive feeling that they haven't been here recently, because this place looks like it's about to go at any moment.
Okay.
So you think if they'd continued to use this, it would have collapsed by now? That's the feeling.
And they probably would have known that.
They've not nested here.
You get the impression, because of the intuition stunts, that they would have recognised the danger somehow. You're not quite sure how, but something about it tells you that these creatures lay subterraneally. They must have some way of recognising areas that are not particularly structurally sound.
Makes sense, yeah, if that's the normal environment.
I guess I'd go back up and go the other direction to the right.
Okay, heading in the other direction, you're pretty sure you're heading towards where the drone was looking earlier, and you think you should be seeing those plants coming up at some point. So let me just bring you over here. Meanwhile, everybody else outside, what are you all up to?
I'm just keeping an eye out for any creatures wandering around with my bow ready.
Okay, give me a perception seeing test. Sean, are you back yet?
I'll be...
No, apparently it's not. Okay.
I'll...
I think I heard him in the background there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sean, you were you'd been sent on a mission to buy some of those ratchets and frames that you talked about earlier. So you'll be returning with those about now.
It's been that long?
Probably not, actually, to be fair. He's only been gone about 40 minutes. So, yeah, okay, we'll see you actually at the shop buying them at the moment.
By the way, I'm going to be in at least some kind of cover.
Okay.
Got a 14.
You got a 14.
I'll be in the cover, but keeping an eye on being a second sight for Joe.
Yeah. You'll be watching GoPro, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you mean.
Okay, so Joe, let me just have a look at why that's not doing anything. That would be because you don't have night vision on, I'm going to guess, so I'll turn it on for you. Night vision, you're wearing night vision goggles, so that should do it now. Give it a slight greenish tint. There you go.
Ooh, very fancy.
Yeah, that's what you can see at the moment. So as you're coming round that corner, you can just see down here something that looks like it might be...
The thing just moves.
It didn't move, it stayed stationary. But it is a slightly different temperature to the area around it. It's a little bit warmer.
Could I get Joe's viewpoint, please?
Okay, give me a second. I'll put a drone in, and we'll use that.
I like.
You guys can look through the GoPro, but you can't see anything. It's blank.
I like the music, by the way.
It's
Echoes
good,
of
isn't it? It's
Time.
quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's Kevin MacLeod.
Of the Clan MacLeod.
Of the Clan MacLeod. Yes, of course. So I'm just going to drop in a drone for you as soon as I remember what title. Kingdom, the next one, roadside ambush, save versus cave, glittering. For fuck's sake. Transportation. There we go. I don't know why drones are listed under transportation sensations, but there you have it.
Transport for elves. Little elves. Santa's elves.
Little Santa's elves, yeah. Okay, so here's a drone, which
Jesus,
is
it's big.
fucking huge. Yeah. So let me just try and regain control
And
of this
Adam's
thing,
like,
which
no, they won't notice it come in, and then it's like things like 5 meters wide.
so it has fucking tunnel vision on. It has night vision on. Well, it's actually not night vision. It has, is it? It's it emits a light, so it emits 5.
I mean, obviously, he's not
dim
actually using the drone.
light, like. Oh, he's not using the drone.
Just the camera, that's
It's
it.
just the camera, yeah.
The drone would make too much noise at this point.
But I mean, we could use the drone for us just to see through, technically. So
Right, okay, I'll just use a night vision thing then instead of the. So night vision and details, nameplate. I'll not bother with a nameplate just now. Controlled by
Everyone.
players. Can you all see okay now?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I was in the middle of changing over my embroidery.
You're in the mine, Ben. You're in the mine.
Okay, so what you're seeing up ahead, you think is one of these yellow plants that was talked about?
I can see some more down here as well.
Mhm.
We think it's a plant, or we think it's a creature pretending to be a rock.
Ooh, I don't know. Give me a perception seeing test, I want to say.
If that's a fail, I can re-roll because of my talent.
Okay.
14.
sounds like there's a small train coming.
It really does, doesn't it? Why is that not activated?
Get off the train.
Sorry, is that my embroidery machine you can all hear?
Yeah.
You can only hear it faintly.
It's it's not very loud.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, this is not really good. Ah, right, okay.
Get off the tracks, Ben.
Fuck's sake. Okay, so what would you like to do, Ben? I'm going to have to drop these in manually because I can't seem to get encounter helper to help.
I was wanting to see if those are actually actually plants, or they were just the creatures pretend to be rocks. Because you said they were slightly warmer than the environment.
Yeah, very slightly warmer. As you get, did you pass your?
I don't know. I got a 14. If it's a fail, I can re-roll though, because I've got a talent for it.
Okay. No, that should be enough. It's definitely plants. Give me a
that's good.
perception hearing test, please.
I got a 12.
Okay.
Does that talent? Yeah, I don't think it would. No, observation wouldn't work with. Yeah, it doesn't. Shame.
It is a shame. So I'm going to need a bit of a test of my own to see whether you hear these things coming or not.
Have they spotted me?
I don't know yet. Let's first of all find. Well, let's see if they've heard you first. So, what's your stealth roll? Wasn't it 19?
19, yeah.
Okay, so they need to beat 19 to have heard you. Actually, they didn't, so they're not getting any closer.
So what's the surface like? Is there a lot of poo around?
What is the fascination my players have with excrement?
Guano, the word is guano.
Guano, right? Okay, is that
Guano.
not only if it's flying things?
I don't know.
Okay,
hope
there's
they're not
not a
flying.
huge amount. No. I mean, there's more as you get closer to these plants.
Really?
Fertilizer.
Oh.
That's what it's called. It's called fertilizer.
Exactly, yes.
These aren't plants, are they?
Well, they look like some kind of fungus, to
Is it
be
like-
honest.
I have a feeling they're like egg sacs or something. We haven't.
I mean, there could be egg sacs, couldn't there?
Does the texture of it look similar to the slime?
No, it doesn't.
Are you going to try and take a sample?
I'll take one on the way out. I want to make sure. I want to get my bearings first. Because for all I know, these things scream when you go near them, so. You never know. I want to move.
I'll shine a light through it to see if it is a thing.
Not shining a light.
Okay. So, moving up there, you're finding yourself in tight confines. You're in an area that doesn't have the tracks either. Right, hold there a moment, please.
Yeah, there's a guy there.
Yeah, I'm just going to need to make... I mean, they've got a much better chance of seeing you there. So I'm going to give them bonus. Yeah, they still haven't noticed you yet. So could you give me a roll, please? Perception seeing versus their dexterity stealth.
I've seen him. No, I haven't.
No, you haven't.
Well, if I haven't seen him, I'll just continue on then.
And they haven't seen you yet, so go ahead and move.
Oh, fucking hell, there's another one.
Okay, you can't avoid it there now because you've practically stumbled upon one another. As you come round the corner, you suddenly see these two creatures that are kind of curled up, napping in this section of the cave. As you come round the corner, they suddenly they can sense there's something here. Both groups have simultaneously surprised one another, so I'll just remove all turns from there. And Ben, could you give me an initiative roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck's sake, I won't hit this yet. There we go.
Oh, the only time I get terrible dex initiative. Oh, they have as well.
Did you
That one
get
hasn't.
terrible initiative? That's a shame, isn't it? Okay, so there's both of mine. I say mine. They're not specifically mine. What's Joe's dexterity, please?
4.
4. Reason I ask is because you've got exactly the same initiative roll as the whippersnapper, so it defaults now to who's got the higher dexterity, which means you will go before the second whippersnapper, but the first one is going to lash out at you in surprise. So it's going to make a whip attack.
It's going to whippersnap you.
It's going to whippersnap him, exactly. Don't think that went off. Just give me a second to go again.
It could be whipperslappers.
Oh, look, 17 with 5 points of stunts. So it is going to use...
Insta-kill. Oh, sorry, no, that's gritty, not pulpy.
It's going to use... Let's have a... grapple. A skirmish.
Okay.
Actually, no. Do you know what? I'm not. I'm just going to have it do extra damage to you because you've surprised it, you've startled it. It's going to strike you 4 plus
1.
9 points of damage.
Ooh, that's kind of nasty.
You can apply your Chris takes many screenshots at this point. You can take your toughness off that damage, and it's Joe to go. What would you like to do?
If I dashed, at the end of the dash, am I able to make a stealth roll?
Not necessarily. It depends. Where are you going?
Pretty much back the way I came.
So you're running away and turning this into a chase. Yes, you can do that.
Well, less of a...
If you get far enough ahead, you can then take a stealth roll to try and hide from them.
I mean, I was thinking like dash to where the plants were and just hide round a corner. And then hopefully they would think that I've ran, down the down to the
Okay, I like
entrance or
that. Yeah,
something?
go ahead. Try.
Okay.
If they do
So I'll
find you,
just-
you could run out and we
Yeah.
could help you. But
Yeah.
Is this up?
That is up. It's on a ledge,
What
yes.
is it? You know what? The most unnatural eye movement, at least in humans, is looking up. So I'm hoping it's the same for whippersnappers. And then I'll hide behind the hopefully not pulsating death balls.
Okay, I don't think you're going to get that far. What's your movement? What's your speed?
14.
Oh, shit, no, you're not going to get that far.
But if I was dashing,
Yeah,
could
but
I?
you've also got to climb the bit you just asked us if it was
Try
up,
double it.
which
that
it
would
is.
be, yeah, that's enough if I was to dash.
Nope. Not. Oh, it's a major action, you mean? So it would double. Yeah, okay. You'll be a little bit further back. You'll be kind of right in the middle of those plants. So that's what you want, right in the middle of the other verse
Whichever
plants.
whichever Joe would think would obscure them more.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know?
And then
Do you
am
know
I able to make a hiding?
Yes, make a hiding test, please. Marie, you were going to say?
I was going to say the reason that humans don't look up is because we've been an apex predator so long
Yes,
and there's nothing big enough to predate us from overhead.
that's
That's
right.
why we don't look up.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
whippersnappers look up, that means big flying monsters take them.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my test is 21. If the ghillie suit applies.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, okay, you scramble up there into cover and hide down behind the these sort of alien, slightly pulsating now that you're in amongst them. It's a sensation you don't enjoy too much. Some
Use
kind of
War of the Worlds.
yeah.
kind of like opening up, I would definitely run.
Okay, so that one's getting to there with a minor action. It's now going to have to try and spot you, so it's going to.
What's name tag so big?
Oh,
Oh, it rolled well.
it did.
Not
But
well
not
enough.
well enough.
No.
No, so it's there sort of.
Sounds like Mark.
Sleep apnea. It's got sleep apnea.
It's got sleep apnea. It's aware that you're here somewhere, but it just can't seem to fasten on and find you. This next one, on the next round, this one's coming down as well to join it. It'll get slightly further back, won't it? So it's there. Let's see if it spots you. Da, da, da.
Whose plan was this?
Who do you think?
And
Plan. Oh, sorry, I used the word plan there. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, so Ben, it's round to you to go, and at the end of this round, I'm going to skip to outside. So we'll make this whatever you want it to be.
Is there any loose stones or stalactites? I'm kind of thinking of firing my bow and hopefully knocking one down over here. And they'll be like, oh my god, what's that over there?
Right. Okay. Give me a perception seeing test. See if you can spot anything that you think might.
Nice.
Yes. Yes. You can see something you think you might be able to knock down.
There is a second part of this plan though, and it'll take extra time. So I'm just hoping that these things will be distracted long enough for me to do it. The second part was, how big are these plants?
How big are those plants? They're about 3 foot. Well, they're about 1 meter high, and about 1 meter round as well.
Do they look heavy?
No, that well, I mean, they don't look
Because I
too
was
heavy.
thinking about literally just cutting an entire one and then just carrying it to the surface.
Yeah, you
Just
could
giving
do
it to
that.
Chris, like, there you go.
You could definitely do that. It would be a little bit difficult to carry, but you could definitely carry it. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be the ideal situation. So whatever I've fastened on or whatever I've spotted, I'm going to fire at.
Okay, go for it.
Can we assume that I had my bow and everything ready? Because dangerous situation.
Yes, I
Hold on.
think we can.
Then I will aim.
Okay. Yes, so that's a hit.
14.
Yeah, that's a hit. Well, it's an inanimate stalactite you're trying to hit. So that's a hit with 4 points of stunts. What would you like to use the stunts for?
Could I use the stuns to make more noise in that direction to distract them longer?
Yes, you can.
Hit another one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you hit one of the one of the thinner stalactites near the tip, about 8 inches up. It breaks it and it falls to the ground and shatters. But the arrow also slightly deflects and hits the one behind, breaking a bit off that. So you get ting, ting, as these two things come down.
Cool.
And I will move these things in a second to represent that. So what happens next then would be, hold on, I'll just need to do that. And we were at here, weren't we? So let's just come down. So it should go up there. So it's this one, I think. There we go. Okay, so this one is going to dash over there to investigate. You can see it kind of half scuttles and half slithers across. Its 6 sort of giant spider-like legs pounding, but its tendrils are also kind of lashing out around things to help push it off stuff. So it grabs these wooden pit props and flings itself forward with that. At the same time, this one comes scurrying down from here. Straight down what's left of that wooden ramp down to investigate. And cut to outside. What's everybody else doing?
I wanted to see if Thomas is near. Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're very muggy there, Chris. I can't really make you out.
I want to see if Thomas is near, yes. I would like to see, because if he's available and ready, then if he's doing a dash to get outside, then we will want to be ready to collapse that main entrance.
Okay, so you give Thomas a ring to find out where he's at. Thomas has just picked up the stuff he needs. It's just been loaded into his vehicle now. So he's probably about an hour away.
We might have to do it manually then.
Maybe.
I'll ready my hammer then and get close to the entrance of the mine just in case.
Okay, so you see... Oh shit, I've forgotten Chris's character's name. Adam, thank you. You see Adam make a quick call to Thomas, and as he closes the call down, he says to the rest of you, he's still an hour away, and Joe's in trouble. We might have to take these pit props down manually. And he grabs his hammer and runs over to closer to the entrance. What are the rest of you doing?
Go on, help.
Well, Lizzie will get her. Vicky will get a chainsaw ready.
Yeah, okie dokie. So,
and Lizzie will. What I'm going to basically do is, where they're aiming to do that, I'm going to go slightly up the tunnel, maybe 5 yards beyond them.
Right. Okay, so you head into the tunnel slightly 5 yards ahead to keep an eye on things inside. Do you have a light source with you?
No, I'll take the staff with me. I don't think. Did we have head torches? I think we had head torches.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Everybody got torches.
Yeah, Erin
I'll have the head torch on and a staff. And I currently look a bit of a prick, but never mind.
Okay, meanwhile, Sean, Thomas is still about an hour away, but he's just been told that Joe's in the mine on his own for some reason that you can't quite work out. What do you want to do?
I was going to go for a coffee, but go to Starbucks and or whatever.
There's a Greg's just up the street if you want to.
But he do a driving skill to see if he can get here faster.
He could if he wants to, yeah.
Yeah, well, nothing illegal, but do you want me to give it a go and see if I can squeeze some extra time out of the manoeuvring to get the car back?
You might be able to do the first entrance, but the second entrance that we know of might be helpful as well if you can get here in time for that.
Okay. Yeah, give us a driving test, see how quickly you can make it from Cramlington back here.
So, dexterity roll.
Yes, dexterity driving.
Oh, no, I can't make it that fast.
Well, you've managed to shave about 20 minutes off the time by you are going flat out at the maximum legal speed, so you're not attracting too much attention. You
And
are
taking the shortcuts down the back roads, etc.
exactly
Yeah.
yes, and you're lucky in that you keep missing. Like
Joe,
every time you get to
Joe,
the
I would
lights, they're
tell
on
Joe's
green.
character to take one of the sacks from the back because because then if they end up looking, they won't look too disturbed in terms of their environment.
I mean, he's taken the whole plant, as far as I understand. But how are you contacting Joe exactly?
Because he wouldn't have taken a walkie-talkie because it would have.
Well, he specifically said he wasn't going to, so
Yeah.
yeah, and very sensible because it would probably have attracted attention by now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's any way for you to tell Joe that you just want a section of the plant. So I think Joe's plan to just cut the whole thing and run for it is probably his only option. But
Yeah.
where we were, I think, was those of you who were outside. So who heard what? Sean, did you hear the bit about you've managed to shave 20 minutes off? Yeah, you did because we exchanged info on that. Okay. So the rest of you, what are you all doing? Marie, you were heading 5 meters in, I think, and preparing
Yeah.
to cover his retreat
Yep.
or
I was
recover his
gonna
body.
Try and help Adam with getting ready to take the entrance down.
Okay. So is it the entrance that Joe went in or the other entrance that you're about to dismantle?
It's gonna be the one he went in because I'm presuming he's running back out that way.
Right, so I take it you wait till he gets out rather than just like, quick, knock the pit props out and just hope he can teleport.
I'm gonna suggest, like, if anybody else could take care of the other entrance, but I don't think we've got enough people to do that.
We will, but he's like 40 minutes away, so.
Yeah, he's 40 minutes away at the moment, so he's rung you to say like he's going to be there as fast as he can, but he's not going to be able to do much
He'll
better
probably
than
get
40
there.
minutes time.
He'll still probably get there faster than us. So.
He should be able to get there in time to help you dispose of the body.
Because I've got a hammer and a baseball bat I could use, so I suppose there is that.
That's no way to treat Joe.
So
Okay.
I'll get those ready.
So I'm guessing Lizzie is going to help with the sack, the animal sack. Whatever it is, the plant sack, as he's running out.
I mean,
Fuck no, I'm not touching that thing.
Will you?
That's why I never went in the first place. I'm not touching that thing. I don't think you understand me. I'm not touching that thing.
I know it only pulsates
Honestly,
a little
I'd
bit.
rather go and take some of them drugs. Go back to the bunker and take some of them unlabeled drugs that Rab brought in. I'm not fucking touching the plant. No happening.
Okay, so now we've discussed Joe. What about the sack?
so just
I'm going to put an NBC suit on where before I head up to that to help. To take out the supports. Then.
okay, you're putting an NBC suit on. That'll take a few minutes as well.
Aye.
How long was I
we
actually in
will
the mine
lose
for?
vision as well as soon as he picks up that sack because he'll probably have it up to his chest.
Yeah.
So,
Joe's been poking around in the mine for about an hour so far.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's been about an hour before he got into trouble anyway. So if nobody's doing anything outside, I'm going to cut back to the next round.
Well-
Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Just a second, Brian, because a while ago you asked me for a perception check when I was
did.
looking to see if there were creatures, but you never told me if I passed or not, or if I saw anything or not.
Well, he didn't say anything. You still don't know whether you passed or not.
I know. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what
if
you
I
mean.
saw anything.
Looks clear. As far as you can tell, it appears to be clear at the moment.
Okay.
So we'll do the next 4 rounds of combat, and that'll be another minute gone. So I'll come back to you. So what I really need to do at this point is add in a an increasing round.
Okay.
At this point, can we hear him screaming yet?
No, he's been very cautious. If he screams, he's going to have them all down on him.
Yeah.
So at the moment, he's had more sense than to scream.
Well, we know that he's not actually
the
been eaten
moment.
alive yet, then. So.
I mean, you believe he hasn't actually been eaten alive yet?
They slapped my ass pretty hard. I took quite a lot of damage from that.
I think, yeah. I think no is probably a strong term, but no, I mean, you do have the, I nearly said she, and I'm pretty sure that's really not what I mean at all.
You've got a drone there with a camera on it, so you can actually see him not dying yet.
Well, the drone's not in there, apparently. I thought it was, but apparently no, that's something they've got strapped to his head.
Yeah, got the GoPro.
Yeah.
The entire drone strapped to my head.
Yes. I mean,
So what's that drone then?
that was the drone I set up so they had something to see through, because I thought they meant a drone, and then when they didn't, I thought it's just going to be easier to leave the drone.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's our light source.
That's your light source. That's your view source, yeah. So technically that's the... damn it, I nearly said Shiwi again. That's the GoPro that's strapped to his head. What is wrong with me today? Right, okay.
Ow. Okay.
Okay, so whippersnapper. This one over here is going to scuttle down to investigate all the noise. This one seems larger and smarter than the others, though, so it gets there, and it kind of seems to, like, its jaw wangs open, and its tongue lolls out. Oh, blah, blah, blah,
Not good.
blah. It's like it's tasting the air.
Like a snake.
Exactly, very much like a snake, yeah. Let me see if I can spot lunch roll. So that's perception tasting. 13. No, it still hasn't figured out there's something else here, but it's suspicious. So the next
I
whippersnapper.
can't move now that he's there.
Don't worry, I think he's about to go. Yeah, that one's about to cautiously moves over to investigate the noise over here.
With its buddies.
With its buddies. And Joe, it's you to go. What would you like to do?
I want to rip an entire plant out because
Okay.
I didn't bring a knife.
Yeah.
Unless you can, unless you let me have a knife. But
Well, you knew that's what you were coming down here for, so I'm going to say, yeah, you thought to bring a knife.
then I'll use the knife to cut the bottom of the stalk close to the ground as I can. I want the entire thing.
Okay, the stalk is roughly as thick as your waist.
Bloody hell.
So
Alright.
it's going to take a while. It's some effort.
How long's a while?
It's going to be a major action.
You're going to cut at it like a saw at it. I don't think you've got the time to do that.
I guess not. I'll take a
Nobody's
good.
smart enough just to take a sample, but let's find
I'll
out.
take a big chunk of it
Okay.
as a minor action, and then my major, I'll just fuck off out of here, I guess.
Okay, so you decide to take a section of it instead, realising you're not going to be able to cut the whole thing down without, it taking too long. You just kind of carve a section out of it. As you do, there's a sort of as this yellow...
I knew it.
Yeah, as these yellow spores just blast into your face. Give me a constitution tolerance test, please.
I was thinking, I took damage from something before, and I bet you it's these fucking, spore things. And of course I was right.
Yeah.
I clicked to roll. There we go. I think I hold
Okay,
on.
you have 6 stunt points. What would you like to use them? And aren't you pleased that you've just increased the complication tool pool
You know what, Brian?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
when you're here
What
on
can I
your own in
use?
the dark?
What stunt table can I use? Can I use infiltration? Because that'll give me
Actually, there
stealthy
is no
stuff.
stunts for this because this
There
was
is no
just a
stunts.
constitution save, yeah.
Constitution
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a saving throw, so it doesn't get stunned. So,
You
constitution
could
has
learn a tolerance,
passed.
maybe.
You take no damage from that. So you're now going to try and get out of here. So you've got a half movement because you've got to scramble down this area. Give me another dexterity stealth test, please.
No, that's the wrong one. I rolled the wrong one. Sorry.
That's
There
okay,
you
that
go,
was
21.
my mistake.
20,
Gee,
22.
Another
very
six.
much Zeus. Right. So, the creatures get +3 on this one, or rather you get -3 because you're scrambling down the thing, so it's 18 you have to beat.
I'll have to get a 19 then, because I get a +1 from the ghillie, and then obviously -3. It's been
Well,
19 three times
the
in a
ghillie
row.
only helps with them seeing you, and that's sound that they're going to be dealing with.
That's
now,
a good point.
Oh, well, they're consistent. Look at that, 3 12s.
Wow.
So you managed to scramble down the bank and run off this way without being noticed. Meanwhile, right, for outside, Marie, Lizzie can hear something coming towards her. It's something running, something loud. Well, it's not that loud. Something, the sort of gravelly crunchings and a sort of, and you see Joe bursting out of the darkness, holding a large piece of some kind of yellow fungus of some description. Also, his eyebrows, his face, his hair is covered in this yellow powder.
I'm going to step to the side to let him run past me. But I'm going to cover, his rear, and I'm freaking out slightly that he's covered in this powder.
Right.
But there's not much I can do to protect myself, is there? So.
When they do a countdown to Jenny and who else was it?
Yeah.
Vicky.
Vicky's character to knock the post down.
Okay, yeah. So she's working her way through the post with her chainsaw.
I'm gonna start to back up then, but
Right.
I'm still facing down the corridor.
Okay, so as the chainsaw starts up, the sound of it reverberates down into the pit, and these creatures, you assume, will probably have heard that. So they're going to be on their way. So whoever was going to knock out the other post while she's chainsawing one down, give me a roll. That would be strength might, please.
Strength might. Okay. Not the best.
Fucking hell.
18. 5 stunts.
Right.
Oh, mine was shit.
Are you two both working on the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Erin taps it, poof, and Adam, like, whang! You can see it cracks. There is, there's bits of stone tumble to the ground. They skitter across the rocky earth as he hits it fairly substantially, breaking it partially. Meanwhile, she, I've forgotten her bloody name now. Elizabeth? Vicky, yeah. Vicky has sawn all the way through the other joist in the time it's taken you to do the damage you've done. She's
United dexterity to move back.
You can move back if you want to, yeah. I mean, she can either cut this down for you, or you can hit it and see if you can bring it down.
Okay, I'll do a second hit then.
Okay, cool.
Unless for me stunts for strength would have done, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, you can use some form of stunt for that if you like. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm doing that because I failed that, so I'm going to use the stunts to allow me to go again, I guess.
yes,
Try
okay,
again.
yeah. So you're wailing on this post, trying to smash it down.
12.
12, okay, so the second blow, oh look, another 6. The second blow manages to knock it out completely. With a wooden poof, you can see part of the pit prop bounces across the floor and clatters deeper into the mine. The other one drops from the ground after swinging just a second or two where it was attached at the top. You can see the lintel just sags. And you can see more bits of stone falling from the thing, but it hasn't collapsed.
Okay. So, have I backed up level with it yet?
Yes, you will have done by now.
Okay, can I use Athletics Parker to try and pull that down or kick it down?
Interesting. Give it a go.
Sorry, my character sheet's closed. I'm just going to open it.
So you can effectively sort of jump and push off it, like thrust at it, you can like give it a
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
shove,
Yeah.
using your full body weight to spring away from it and push it in the other direction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Give it a try.
Mhm. Right, it's dexterity, acrobatics.
Yes, that's the one. Huh. And with a stunt point, I don't know, we'll call this combat stunts, I suppose?
Skirmishes the beam.
Why not? Yes, good.
Yes.
So, you kind of run up the side of the entrance and jump and grab onto the lintel, pull yourself up, and then with your feet placed on it, thrust yourself off, tumble through the air and land a little bit heavier than you're entirely happy with, but you didn't hurt yourself. The force has broken the beam off and it's bouncing down the corridor. Clatter, clatter, clatter. 10 out of 10. Maybe 9 out of 10. However, the actual structure of the stone is still holding.
We could use our guns to shoot the beams.
The beams are gone.
Why not?
Beams are gone.
Beams
But
are
like
gone.
the beams further in. I mean,
Right. What we need now is vibration.
Yep.
Right? So what we're probably going to need is somebody to be thumping the wall with the hammer.
Right, I'll use my baseball bat and hammer. I've got a hammer if anybody wants it, and we can try.
I'll take the hammer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this is
We'll go around to the
dangerous, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Give
We always
me.
knew it
Yeah,
was going to
I'll
be.
do as well.
Okay, you grab hammers and baseball bats, anything you can use.
Work on a rhythm to hit like one after the other rather than all at once.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, anything you can use to sort of bray on this stone. Thump, 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 bang. Everybody give me a... I'm going to set a target number that you're going to need to cause a cave-in, okay? You're going to give me strength might tests every round, and if and when you top out that target number, you will bring the roof down.
Okay.
If Joe can put that sample down and just get ready with his gun.
Yeah. Okay.
that's what I was gonna do.
My strength is
So, the target number you need to pass will be... This is difficult, because this is a mine. I mean, the wooden structure's only there as a kind of a last resort, really. But the thing is a little bit shaky, so I'm going to say the target number is 15, which is lower than it should be, really, for a working mine that's maintained, but this hasn't been. So anybody that scores 15 or more gets to add the stunt dice to the amount of
Well, that's
successes.
9 so far.
That's 9 so far. So as you guys come wailing in, you can see like bits of rock are breaking off. Larger and larger bits of rock are breaking from the ceiling. It starts... You're breaking bits down as you hammer away. In the distance, you can hear a sort of clacking, skittering noise as these monsters get closer and closer and closer.
If I see any of those monsters, I'm gonna shoot them.
Okay, what I'll do then is as soon as they come into visual range, you'll get first shot as a surprise round. Okay?
Cool.
So this round, could I have another round of strength
Question.
might test? Yes.
The sound of the shots.
Yeah.
Would that have any effect?
Yes, I will add half of the stunt from that. Okay, so Erin's wailing on the rock. Dr. Taylor's
Added another 4.
just the last 3.
With an 8.
I only just.
Why is it 8?
And Lizzie's added another 4.
15, yeah.
Because
I got 16.
15. Sorry, yeah, okay, yeah. So 15 was a pass. That's why it's 8. Sorry, you're quite right, Chris. That's another 8 in. So that's 16 in already. So there's large chunks of this is coming down. The lintels, where the lintel was, you can see the rock there is starting to drop. Large chunks of it are in, and what you can see is coming up towards the pool of light that's shining in. You can see these creatures are approaching. Ben, you were going to fire.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I am.
What are you firing?
My pistol.
A pistol. Right, you are. Go ahead.
I haven't done that.
I'm going to take myself over to...
Thomas
I
gets
will
back in
aim,
the
why
road,
not?
totally dead on the floor.
Right.
Does a 20 hit?
Do you know it does? Yes.
Forced.
Almost surprised. Wait, oh no.
So yes, 4 stun points you've acquired as well, and 13 damage to the first of
16
these
damage.
things. 16 damage to the first of these things. So I'm
Could
just-
I skirmish the thing into the wall to help with the shaking?
Hold on. So that's what it's
Could
got
he
left.
add his stunt points into the vibration?
Yes, I'll allow you to add the stunt points to the vibration pool. So that's another 4. So that's, oh dear,
21.
21. So as you... One of the creatures that comes racing up the corridor kind of skids to a bloody halt as it gets shot and then bellows and starts coming after you. But there's now a rumbling noise and the roof starts to collapse. Larger and larger chunks come down. Something that was integral to holding it all there has gone. It's broken. It's collapsed. The entire roof of this part of the tunnel begins to collapse. You see the creatures that are racing towards you come to a second screeching halt as they don't want to get caught in this landslide. The people that you've got hammering on the walls suddenly realise that they're in mortal danger. Can all of you who have been trying to knock these walls down give me a dexterity acrobatics test, please? Your target number to get the hell out of the way before you are squished will be
15. Oh dear, what a shame.
13.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Hopefully,
Oh, none of us
what's
passed.
the stunt points? I
He
don't know.
said 13. I got
13?
13.
Oh.
Yeah, you
3
passed.
stunt points.
Yes.
Can I grab someone and drag them out then?
You can grab one other person and add the 3 stunt points to the total that they got.
I'm going to do that to Erin then.
Okay, so that
Okay,
takes...
I have an idea to save myself
Okay,
as well.
it's going to have to be something you can do quickly, but go ahead and tell me.
Improvisation, I would use the hammer to prop up myself under it to hold up one stone so I can push myself out.
Okay, if you survive the amount of rubble falling on you, because of what you've done, you'll be able to create enough space to sort of crawl out, hopefully. Whether or not you'll get out on this side or on the side with the creatures inside is another matter. But let's see if you survive the landslide first.
I have an idea, because if he
Mhm.
when it's come down, I'm going to look for that hammer as a marker so I can see if I can drag him out.
Okay.
Is it possible that Joe could try and get Adam? Could he make
Yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
good point.
Not really, he was busy shooting.
That is also a good point.
It's all simultaneous at that point.
It's all simultaneous at that point. So
Right.
I would say this is an arduous hazard, would you agree? That's kind of 4 tiers up. So like minor hazard is, turning your ankle. Or, yeah, I'm going to say. So,
I think getting crushed by a mountainside is pretty severe.
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on. Right.
Yeah,
Let's just go with.
You're going to look up the examples in the rules. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
I've got quite a few conviction points.
Yeah, that might help you at this point. Let me just double check.
Is it possible to burn a conviction point to get out of that situation?
Let's see what happens first.
It's possible to burn a conviction point to lessen the impact of that situation, yes.
So you don't just straight out die.
Yes, exactly. So if you
Well, it
spend
may
one
break a
conviction
leg.
point... Sorry, say that again, Chris?
I said it may break a leg instead.
Exactly, yeah. If you spent one conviction
another
point, I would say it would reduce the damage by a dice. If you spend 2 conviction points, it'll reduce the damage by 2 dice.
How much damage is this?
You haven't done it yet.
You don't know, but it's liable to be a lot. I mean, you've just had a corridor collapse on you, so it's not
wanna use
ideal.
Die.
So would my improvisation not have helped at all?
Yes,
Stop
that's
part of the collapse. Okay.
that's what'll make you not get trapped under it.
Okay.
But you still have to survive being hit by all the rubble.
Do I
How
need to
many
make a
conviction
check on the
points do you have?
conviction points
Right,
now?
there's two
or
of you
waste a
speaking
lot
at
of
me at the same
damage?
time, and I can't understand either of you when you do that. So could I hear from Chris, please?
Do I need to make a choice on the conviction points now, or when I find out the damage?
You'll need to make the choice on the conviction points now for reducing the number of dice I'm going to roll. But you would then, if that still killed you, you would then have the choice to burn another one to survive it, if you understand what I mean.
I'll use one then.
You're going to use one? Right you are. Just give me a split second to check the...
I mean, you can get them back.
you can,
You know,
yeah.
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 I've not had my personal story yet, so.
That's right. So,
We don't know your story, but we know how it ends.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But my okay, so that was a lot of dice of damage,
Very low.
but I only rolled 9 damage to you.
That's fine.
That's yeah. So you are hit by a shed load of stone and flung to the ground. You're now covered in dust to the point that you're like the same colour as the stone that's broken away and fallen on you. The rest of you can see that he's managed to get one hand over his head, and his head has not been crushed by
Falling debris.
fallen debris. Sorry, I was just trying to work out what Chris was rolling the dice for, and then I immediately understood because I did tell him to. So his head hasn't been crushed. He's still alive. It looks as if he might have lost consciousness, but he's kind of holding his hammer up, which it's propped on the ground, and as is his elbow. It's
Right,
kind of
so-
gripping it and it's holding upwards, which has helped deflect one of the chunks that would have fractured his skull if he hadn't done it.
That's good.
He is, however, buried from the waist down in the stone, but he's on your side, so you should
Right.
be able to pull him out.
Right, okay.
Now,
Also good.
I've got medical.
I've took 4 damage so far.
you've took 4 damage so far.
Yeah, 9 minus the 2 for the conviction minus
7.
my
Oh, minus your
toughness,
toughness, yes,
which
of
is
course.
3.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's right. Okay, so you did surprisingly well out of that, actually. But walking's going to be a bit painful for a
I
while.
might have broken my ankle or something. Yeah.
You've actually been fairly lucky. You haven't broken it. You
Yeah,
have
2s
given
in
it a
this already.
severe sprain. But yeah, I mean, look at all the-
I'm still stuck though. Hello, help, guys! Which
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go and try and drag him out.
Okay, so the further situation that you also have is the corridor hasn't sealed, so there's enough of the stuff has collapsed to cover about half of the hole, but something on the other side could still scurry up and out over the top
So we
of
need
this
to try
mound.
and block it as well.
Yeah, you need something else in there to block it. However,
there's a
these
string
things are
nearby.
temporarily shrinking back because of the sudden collapse. So you've got a little bit of thinking time. So who's grabbing Adam to drag him out, and who's trying to work out how to fill this gap?
I'll help Lizzie.
Yeah.
I'll try and figure it out while covering, just in case
Could
they
we,
realise that it's not bad.
may I make a suggestion that Jenny doesn't help and she actually tries to figure out because she's failed strength rolls?
Okay, yeah.
So, can I ask Vicky, because she's an
Yeah.
environmentalist, she might have studied enough geology to know what we could do here.
I mean, her immediate thoughts are to use explosives, but you'd have to get Adam out of the way first, and the other problem is you don't have any explosives.
Yeah.
We could, if we've got anything to light something to make a
We
torch.
do have explosives. Technically, we can use the chainsaw and blow the chainsaw up because it's got fuel inside of it.
You could, Vicky
See.
says, you could do that, but then I could fucking kill you.
Well,
Right,
currently I'm stuck under a rock.
Well, I could
Do
leave
we-
you there. Sorry,
Do we have any?
let Sean speak, somebody.
Do we have any weed killer?
At the bunker you do, yes.
I've got bleach on me.
I mean, you did have. The chances are Rab's probably snorted it all by now, but you did have some weed killer, yeah.
Yeah.
If
'cause-
anybody can create some, like a torch, fire might hold them back long enough. Like if
Yeah.
you're waving it in that space,
Could do.
it might come back temporarily.
I mean,
Yeah, you could soak a rag in.
Hang on.
Mhm.
Wait, so we have we live near the farmer.
Yeah.
There's a chance that he might have a couple propane tanks, isn't there?
Yes.
Chance you might have had a tractor that you could have pulled the joist out, but you know.
We wouldn't have got it through the woods though.
Trees, yeah.
But
Car here, remember?
you've
yeah,
got
just the,
Siphon some petrol out and use that, I suppose.
petrol's better at burning than exploding as such. You need to confine it to make it explode, really.
I know I was meaning
Talking about the
to, like,
torch.
keep them at bay.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course.
Temporarily.
Yeah. Also, of course, excuse me, fires in mines do notoriously weaken the structure.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to worry about the fact that these things might remember about the other exit before you've done anything to...
Yes, that's the thing.
So,
Rabbi, I always had alcohol on me.
currently, who is working to extricate Adam?
I am.
You are?
And I've rolled
Not
16 on
me.
my strength.
Even though
16
I've got
district, okay, yeah.
medical stuff and I could help extract him without him hurting himself further, but he doesn't want me to. So
Okay.
You can try. You can try if you really want to. Who am I to say no? I'm literally the one stuck in it.
help me, not you though.
Okay, so Elizabeth, you're pulling rocks away from the pile and you're stacking them on further back, which is helping to block the entrance, but you're trying to make sure you don't put further pressure on his legs and crush his legs. So far, you've managed to get a good bit of the stuff cleared. The shocked creatures from inside, judging by the sort of scuttling noises and the sort of snarling, you think they have recovered from their shock and are starting to
come
move
round.
forward again.
Well, if I see them, they're getting shot.
Okay.
Would you like a courage roll from me? Would you like a courage roll from me?
I'm really not understanding you. You're very muffled.
A willpower courage roll.
Anybody?
Can you hear
Courage,
me? Hello?
courage, morale.
Yeah, but what about
Yeah.
it?
He's asking if one of us should be making that. If I should be making that, I think.
No, if I should be making it because of fear in that, because I'm stuck under, then there's a lot of things happening at once.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. There's not a great... yeah, go on. Yes. I was going to say there's not a great deal you could do about it. You're not going to be able to get away, but then I thought the fear test would change rules, wouldn't it? So you've passed. So you're managing to hold it together despite the fact that you're trapped under these rocks. One of the creatures appears, its tentacles lashing about through the gap, trying to pull some of the rocks out the way to clear some space. It pulls itself up and you hear bang, bang, as Joe opens fire again. Go ahead and roll to hit.
could I kick rocks down at them to stop them coming up?
Yes, but
fucking
that would
hell.
inadvertently free up some more
I guess. that's
room,
true.
if you know what I mean.
My other idea. I
Okay,
don't know if
so
anybody's up
Ben,
with
you've
it.
fired, but one of the shots just ricochets off the rock, and the other one goes wild. So nothing happened there. The creatures are now flailing about, trying to pull the rock. I mean, as it happens, they will actually be helping you take the pressure off Adam,
Right.
but they're also digging their way out.
Can I shoot one of them with my bow?
Yes, you can.
Right. Give it a try.
Mhm.
I won't be able to aim because I'd have to ready my bow.
True. The ball counts as ballistic damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
Divine intervention. No, sorry, wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 points, right, that's grand.
7 damage, but let's see.
Hold on.
6 points of stunts.
All right, you don't have pinpoint accuracy, do you?
No, not on this character. I have on my other character in another game.
Yeah.
Right, let's see. I'll do lethal blow and skirmish.
Okay, go ahead. So do the extra damage for the lethal blow first.
Oh, that was shit. Fuck me. 10 total damage.
Okay, 10 total damage. By the time we take the ballistic element of its armor off, that 7's got through. So it shrieks as you fire the bow. You've clearly hit it. It's then its tentacles thrash around madly and it scurries backwards into the hole. Some of the rock kind of skittles down inside the thing. Chris, you're in an immense amount of pain. There's all these rocks moving and just like pressure, and you're already
Is there a way I
damaged
can
ankle.
assist to push the rocks up myself? Or
Yeah,
try
give me
to
a
get
probably
out?
because there's a lot of effort gone into it now. So give me a strength might test, and we'll see if unfortunately that's a fail. Largely because you're pinned like face down, so you're struggling a little bit. Meanwhile, could I get a second driving roll, please, from Thomas? He suddenly remembered some more shortcuts he might be able to take. Technically, those roads are supposed to be closed, but okay, you've managed to shave another 10 minutes off, so you are now 10, 20, 50, 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away from where all hell is breaking loose. And I'm adding 1 point to the pool for getting you out of out from under the rocks, aren't I? Where was I keeping track of it? There it is.
So one thing that we were talking about when you were gone,
Yes.
these gunshots, are these making the mine a bit more unstable, or is it
Not
stable enough to handle them?
It's stable enough now because you're standing outside.
Okay, that's fine.
And the area that
Someone
was
said
likely to
before-
collapse has collapsed. Sorry, Chris, continue.
Sorry, yeah. Someone said before about, is this causing any more vibrations to bring it down even more?
I think that's what Ben was just asking about. And no, you're okay. The bits that were going to come down have come down. Unless we get some complications, then you should be okay. Unless we get some complications, then you should be okay. So, those of you who are trying to get Chris dug out, could you give me another set of strength might tests, please?
Keep thinking about that one area in the mine that you said was ripe to collapse.
Yeah, it's much deeper in. Right, Lizzie is digging away furiously here. That's 6 points just added to the... Okay, you've freed enough rock that you can now pull Adam out from underneath it. You pull him out, you see his ankles at an unfortunate angle. Ankle is at an unfortunate angle, rather. At first you think it's broken. So, would somebody like to take a look?
Well, I've got medicine.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Put Erin on that, and I'll start trying to shore more rocks up against this.
Okay. 17, dead easy. Okay, so it's not broken, it's dislocated. So you are able to crack it back into place. It's extremely painful. There's a howling from Adam as you grab the leg and the ankle and
13, did I pass out or not?
You didn't
I'll
pass
say
out.
to him.
You didn't. You managed to hold it together.
I'll say to him, that's what you get for dissing my strength.
Also, Adam, you've got those 4 hit points back. Or Chris,
Okay.
Adam has those 4 hit points
Ah,
back
you go then.
from medical attention you've received. You still have a sprained ankle though, so it's going to be painful to stand on for some time. But all it's really going to do is take 2 points off your speed. Meanwhile,
Brian,
yes.
can I ask? I'm going to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is there still much loose stone in the roof?
No, most of the stone in the roof, anything that was going to come down has come down.
Come down, right. So if we were going to plug it, we'd need to either use what's here already
Yes,
or find another way to plug the gap.
pretty much, yeah.
Use the carbonic.
You're not.
I'm
bloody
going to
taking my
tell
card on
Vicky.
Yeah.
I'm going to send Vicky to to get us some kind of branches or something with a chainsaw that we
Right.
can ram into this gap.
Okay. Okay, Vicky runs off with her chainsaw and starts taking one of the trees down. It's coming down fairly quickly because she's not taking the biggest one, but once it's down, she's going to have to cut it into segments. There is
Yeah.
also a slight risk that as the tree collapses, it might hit one of you. It's not very likely because she's pretty confident she knows what she's doing with this. However, I'm just going to make a roll to see. Things
We could
can
aim it
occasionally...
towards the mine shaft. Like, just plug it in straight away.
That's more likely to knock the rubble flying and might have
Yeah.
do more harm than good, to be honest. Right, where the hell's Vicky's character? Actually, where the hell is Vicky's character?
What would you like me to roll?
What would I like you to roll?
Yeah, on Vicky.
Oh, have you got control of her? Ah, brilliant.
Yeah,
I've actually
because we have a similar signs.
That's right. Okay, so it's going to be... Oh, dear.
I think we all have a character, because I can see it as well.
Yeah. For something like this, give me a... dexterity test, I think, please.
Dexterity wood felon.
15, yeah, okay. She manages to fell the tree safely. She's now busily cutting it into segments so that you can use it to stack into the gaps. Meanwhile, the creatures are still a little bit unsure as to what to do because every time they come near these holes, they get shot at. So it
Speaking
becomes...
of, can you be taking me back to the car, by the way, at this point?
up to her.
What did you say?
Are you taking them back to the car? I mean, I'm not sure you've got time for that kind of shenanigans under the circumstances, but...
I'm like, you're fine.
Wow.
Right, don't put too much pressure on those ankles.
Okay.
Okay.
You do a school nurse and you give them a bag of ice.
Yes.
Yeah, a bag of frozen peas.
Frozen peas, yeah, that's what we used to get. Okay, so you spend the next while defending this gap, trying to get any of these creatures that do venture too close, trying to drive them backwards. Eventually you hear the sound of one of your phones going. So Thomas is now only seconds away. What are you going to do, Sean?
Do I know where they are?
Yes.
Do I know where the other entrance is?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Sorry, I had to think there for a moment, but you do.
Right. Right. The issue is, if I've got this gear on me, it's obviously no good for this first hole.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
However, it'd be good for the second hole.
Yeah.
Do I need to carry the stuff to the other hole?
I mean, you'd need to get it there. You could get the... that's a point you can't get too... Well, actually, the other entrance is although it's off-road, it's out in the fens rather than the...
Woods.
So you might be able to get the car up there. You would need a driving test with a target number of 15 to get the car all the way up there. Otherwise, you're going to have to decant everything and carry it. But
Do you have Rab with you?
Do I?
you do have Rab with you, but he is stoned and unconscious.
You're right. Okay. So this is the issue. I can't come and get you guys, can I? Right at this point, and I'm not keen on going up to this other entrance on my own.
Mm.
To assess what's there.
I mean,
due to the fact that it could be ambushed at some point by one of these critters.
Just ask one of us to go and wait for you there.
Well, I mean, it's him that's on the phone, so you're in communications now. So it just depends. He can't get to you in the car through the woods. He can get close, but he can't get right. He can get as far as Rab and Adam were last week when they were camped just outside of the
Okay, right. I didn't know about that. But anyway, so if somebody's going to meet me there and then show me where the other entrance is, we can go and work on it.
Yeah, so
Well, who wants to go meet him there?
Well, Adam won't really be able to.
I mean, I'm happy to do it, but it's whether I'm more valuable where I am.
Or you're going to keep
Well,
sniping
we
at
all
them.
do. I mean, I've got a bow. We do have weapons here as well, so I think we'll be fine. To be honest.
Yeah, then I'll go meet Mr. Thomas at the second entrance. I guess I do know where it is anyway.
you do, so I'm going to move you down there. Okay, so Thomas, you arrive at the second entrance and you're not getting out of the cart. You're convinced you've got help. Eventually, give me a perception seeing test.
Perception scene. One thing that I should be good at.
Yes.
What a failure. Oh, there we go.
13. Okay. So something moves out the corner of your eye. You pan round to have a look, and at first you think it's some kind of huge, shambling mold-like creature. And you're just about to run it down with a car or do something else drastic, when you suddenly realise there's just something too human about the way this thing walks, even if it's dragging one leg a little bit. And just
by the way it walks.
you can tell by the way it uses its walk. It's Joe, yeah, in a ghillie suit. I think you almost ran over thinking it was one of the plant monsters.
And he's covered.
God, could you imagine what I'd look like? I've got a ghillie suit on. I'm covered in shit. My skin's all yellow from the mushrooms.
You're not looking your best right now, to be entirely honest.
Right. Thomas has to make a sanity check at this point. This is all about laughing.
Yeah. You also notice he seems to be bleeding from various cuts and abrasions where he's been injured as well.
We are going to need to aid him, or he's going to wind up with all sorts of infections.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, would I have had time?
All of this powder, yeah, don't let it get on your skin. It's highly toxic.
Would I have time to fix him up a little bit? No.
Right.
Really, because most of his actual damage was from the toxic air he inhaled. Without getting him on a ventilator, there's not a great deal you can do. It's just going to be a case of time. And
I think I took 6 damage from being whipped, but I'm fine.
you could, I mean, you can make a roll to see if you can restore health from that injury.
Okay.
I'm bruised.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a 6.
Okay, yep. So that's you've got whatever the damage from the whip attack was, which I think was about 6. So you've got that back.
I think it was 9. Then obviously taking off my toughness, it would be 6.
Right. So you can recover 6 hit points health points from where you're at.
Yeah, I'll just quickly.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
I'd have been careful not to touch the stuff.
Yeah, you've been
Touch the walls.
touch more careful not to touch the yellow stuff. Okay, when you get up there, you kind of fold the ghillie suit's hood back just to make sure that Thomas realizes it is you, and he points to all the stuff in the back of the vehicle, all the ratchets and chains and all the stuff he's bought. Problem is, by now you imagine the creatures must be heading towards this entrance themselves. So,
I don't think that's smart.
do you not?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let's find out. Let's assume that then. Let me think now. I'm going to say it's an average difficulty for them to think about the other entrance. Would everybody agree, or do you think it should be harder for them? Or?
I think it's about average.
I mean,
It makes sense if they live in a subterranean environment normally, then they would.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be relatively average for them.
Okay. In that case, they need an 11 or better on an intelligence check for it to occur to them to just ignore the tasty morsels that are breaking down the front door and go round the back and ambush them. To be honest, these are not ambush predators. These are chase predators that usually run you down with weight and numbers.
Yeah.
So coming round behind you is actually a little bit against their normal hunting tactics. So I might step that up to a 13 target number, actually.
Just a quick question: is there the smell of blood in the air?
There's
The taste.
mostly the smell of rock dust at the moment, to be honest.
Okay.
And fallen tree. So there's quite a lot of a smell of
Sap.
yeah, sap and wood and. Okay, so I'm going to say 3 of them are going to make a test. If any of them score more than 13, it has occurred to them to lead a hunting pack around the other way. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay, so this map's getting a lot of use because I'm going to have to use the
Deja
tracking.
vu.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use the tracking the whippersnapper map again. I'm just going to move some shit around on it as quickly as I can, so it doesn't look exactly identical to the last time you saw it.
By the way, when
yes?
you eventually save, I'm talking to the group here.
Oh, right,
but, like
sorry,
when
yeah.
you eventually save Adam, don't forget the spore that I risked my life for. By the way, because I would be very angry if y'all just leave it behind after all this.
Actually, we're going away. I was going to say that. Could you just like wrap that sample up and put it in the back of Thomas's car?
Sure. Yeah.
And then clean yourself up with some water or something if you can find somewhere like a river or a pub or something.
Would we have any
Get that
Ziploc?
stuff off you.
Some Ziploc bags would be quite ideal if we could.
I
put it in one
have
of those.
sample kits in my backpack, so I would have given you one. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just quickly set this up as fast as I can.
I would maybe use this water here to clean off any excess yellow stuff.
It's gonna be great when Adam does some tests on it and he's like, yeah, if you breathe it, it causes like horrible cysts on your lungs and you die within 24 hours of painful death.
I
And
mean,
Joe's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the alien funguses have been like that. You've already suffered the damage from one of them. That's what you were in hospital with. Sorry?
Me getting a horrible illness led to him getting nominated for a Nobel Prize. I'm going to get another horrible illness, and he's going to get nominated for a second one, isn't he?
I mean, I don't know.
He's like a proper scientist, man. He's
I'll probably get an
benefiting from other
accolade and
people's torture.
get knighted.
I want to be knighted as well. All the shit I'm going through.
I'll make sure to say that you got your work in the field was very much of great significance.
Could put this on my CV.
You're gonna
like
lie. Okay.
To be fair, you volunteered and insisted on going in there.
Yep.
So.
There's no proof. There's no proof.
You don't use your real name though either, because you're a bank robber.
I think my days of robbing banks are pretty much over now. There's not really any point.
I think in stage 3, which is essentially the third campaign, robbing banks is probably something that you'll not be doing anymore. But the skills that you will have learned from doing so will come in very, very useful for all the things you are going to have to rob. To be fair. Okay, so I'm just going to take everybody over to... Oh, they're apparently already taken you over there. I'm going to grab the drone just so you can see what's going on through the drone's eyes. If you're not actually in the scene.
On season 3 or whatever you call them, part 3, we're going to just be super tame and we're just going to be like growing our crops and everything. You're like, oh, they're going to do this. They're going to try and go for a military base. Nah, we're just going to be growing food.
It's all right. I can find hooks that you're going to have to follow if you refuse to do anything.
If you refuse to be in danger, I'll put you in danger.
Well, I mean, we could just play what essentially will be Sims the Apocalypse if you prefer. But I think me giving you missions that'll actually,
be interesting
might be something. But a lot of it will be led by your decisions. I'm not going to be imposing it. Okay, so I just need what vehicle are you currently in, Sean?
Tank.
Don't know.
You don't know, right?
F-15 Raptor.
Wang
My
it.
His
car,
apocalypse machine. Then?
my car was already here, so I
So
guess
it would have
he
been
was
your
there.
car. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Whose
So
car?
let me just drop in Jenny's
Mine.
car. Which is yours? What colour's yours?
My car.
Why would it be in your car?
Because it was
Jen's
handy.
was
It
grey.
was here. Grey, right, yeah.
No, because that is that not the one that was used over the other location?
That was
Oh,
used
it's the
to get
blue one.
here. I suppose he wasn't here, was he? He was back at the farm.
That's right, yes.
So it would be one of his car, I guess.
Right, yeah. I'm just going to use the big red one, and it's just so that I know what to place.
So we've got 2 cars here currently, basically.
Currently, yes, and I realise now what I've done wrong here is I've included a shitload of trees after telling you that there were no fucking trees in the area. So just give me a second to clear the map of some trees, and then we should be about ready.
Thomas, you seem to have been hit by a car.
You
No,
can,
that's just the Volvo in my pocket. I'm not pleased to see.
Yeah.
you can move yourself a little bit from there, so you don't have to worry about the.
As we are approaching, are we able to do a perception test to see if we can spot these critters?
Yes, go ahead and do it.
Because then obviously we'd be like, oh, we're about to be ambushed. We can get out and ambush them. Ambush the ambushers.
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead.
I can re-roll if that's a fail, but I hope it's
What
not a fail.
What did you get? Because obviously I'm busy
15.
clearing trees. 15? No, that's a pass.
I got 5 stun points as well.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
Okay, so yeah, you've both spotted these things coming. Largely
use-
because
could-
this area is like there's no particularly big trees here. There's just a few smaller
Hey, Brian.
shrubs and so forth. Yes.
Could we technically use infiltration stunts?
Yes, I'm going to allow that.
I don't think they're...
There you go.
Sneaking.
Can everybody see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We've got a drone thing in the middle of the map, and then there's another drone over by us.
Oh, okay. I'll just get rid of the one from the.
I know
middle
what
of
I'm
the
going to
map.
use it on.
Oh, okay. Well, the one in the middle of the map doesn't seem to want to move, so I'm.
Is it in the different layer?
It must be. Yeah, found it. On the map layer, weirdly enough. There you go. What would you like to use it on then?
I'm going to use... I think I can use all 5. If I can, I'm going to put all 5 into just a shadow. Gain 1 stun point spent to your next test during this encounter as long as you remain unnoticed.
So it's gain +1 for each
SP
stun
spent
point
to your-
spent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stunt 1+, so I assume you can add as many stunts as you have.
Yes, you
Stun
can.
points as you
Yeah,
have.
you can.
Cool. Then I'll put all 5 into that.
So you get +5 on your next.
Plus 5 stun points. Is it
No.
stun points? That's not. That's fine.
It's +5 per stun point spent. It's +5 to achieve whatever you want to
Roll.
do.
Okay.
Sorry, +1 per stun point spent, so it's +5 in total. Okay, so as these things are kind of creeping out to investigate, there only seems. Oh, there's the other one. Yeah. As these things are kind of creeping out to investigate, could I get an initiative roll off the pair of you in just a moment? I'll just clear this first. Bosh.
Is this technically going to be where my +5's going to my initiative?
No, you don't have to put them in your initiative. You can put them in
Okay.
the next actual test that you make. So initiative's not really a test as such.
That's fine.
So I'm just gonna start up these guys. Right there.
God damn.
So
Very fast.
turn order settings. I'm going to type in that as well. Then we're going to do this in descending order. And we are going to deal with the first beastie first. So you guys are currently, well, Thomas is currently in the car. Joe, you're currently standing outside the car, leaning through the window, talking to Thomas. Or you were when you saw these things attempting to creep up on you. very, very badly.
Okay.
However, it
So
is
they've already seen us at this point.
they will have seen the car, certainly.
Okay.
There's a fucking great car there, so that they're going to know
It is pretty obvious, isn't it?
it is just a touch, yes.
I do have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Are any of these four the same four from the previous encounter, or are these a different four?
These are a different four.
Alright.
I don't know why, but I assumed that was the first half of a question, so I kind of paused there waiting for the second half. Okay, Thomas, what would you like to do?
Well, I can't shoot it from where I am, can I?
I mean, you're in the car, but you could lean out the window, or you could get out. You could get out if you wanted to, and fire across the bonnet. So the closest one's just here.
Yeah. If I can do that, I'll
Mhm.
swing the car door so it's like cover effectively.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Across that thing, be behind it, sort of, and fire through the gap.
Right, you are. So you swing the car door open and kind of lean out. You've got 1 foot still in the car, 1 foot on the ground. You put your, what is it you're shooting?
Got a bow.
Bow. Okay, you might have to get out to do this then. You knock an arrow to your bow and pwang, fire it at little beastie here. Go ahead.
Right. What's the dexterity on these things?
Dexterity on these is a surprisingly piss poor 1.
Okay.
That's a hit. Yep, and with no stun points at all. So that's just a normal hit.
Damage.
10 ballistic, yeah. Okay, so that's 7 gets through. So you thwang that one, and as it's kind of rushing in, its jaws clacking, you manage to get a shot inside its mouth into the soft tissue. It hisses angrily as you do so. Joe, what would you like to do?
On this turn, would I be able to get out the car,
You're not in the car.
hide?
You're
You
not
said
in
I
the
was
car.
hanging out the window.
No, in the window.
In the window, not out the window. You arrived on foot. You were leaning up against the car with your head in the window, talking to...
Oh, I
Pretending
see.
you were a prostitute soliciting. That type of like,
Pretending, yeah. So you don't need to worry about getting out the car. So what were the other things you were going to ask about?
Well, in that case, I'll enter sneak mode and then immediately break sneak mode by shooting it, I suppose.
So he's going to shoot it then. All right, okay, go ahead.
Well, hopefully the others won't notice. They'll just hear a loud bang and think it's the other guy, not me.
Well, you're standing out in the open next to a car, so you
I'm gonna lie
are
down.
dressed as a shrubbery, so I suppose there is that.
Yeah. So, do you want the stealth roll first, or do you want the killing the monster thing first?
Give me the killing the monster roll first.
Okay, this will be at +5 because
Of course, yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to aim because I want to hide. I believe that's a hit.
Ouch.
Like 22.
That's one
or
hell of a hit,
23.
and with 5 stun points.
Okay.
you may as well go for the lethal.
No, I want to shoot the second one. I want to shoot the second one as well.
Okay.
Which is 3, isn't it?
Yeah, but you could then do a mighty shot or whatever it is. Extra dice of damage to the first one.
Yeah. Don't expect it'll actually survive because I'll be doing 3 dice of damage without the mighty shot. Yeah, I'll do the extra damage just because I don't want to be bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to survive that, all right. So
Wow.
3
Fucking hell.
3 points get through its armor.
Wow.
So it largely ignores the fact you've shot it after you going, I'll just shoot the other one because this one's dead. You-
Well, in that case, it's getting shot again then. You know, if
Okay.
it wants to be like that.
yeah, okay, go on, I'll allow it.
Like,
Fuck me. What is this?
Your second shot, however, goes, I very much suspect, a little bit wide. Yes, it does. So your second shot plows into the ground, churning up some earth and mud, splattering it up the side of this now remarkably angry whippersnapper.
Now, can I at least try to hide from the rest of us?
I mean, yes, why not? Give me a stealth test. You are out in the
22.
open, so it will be -2, but that's still 20. So that's pretty good. So 13 would be this
6
one
stun
over
points. So that gets to go into the pool.
No. It's not stun points.
here. 10,
What?
11.
It's a focus test. It's not an action you're taking in that respect, is it? You don't get stun points for...
Well, it was trying
do
to
you?
hide.
Do you
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
you
case?
do. Yeah.
You do. Yeah, it's not a reaction. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. So yes, that's... Oh, look at that. And that's 10 points on the complications. Ben, give me a roll of a d6, please.
Oh, I get to determine the outcome. 4.
4. Let me just have a look. I think you're okay on that one. Yes.
Oh. I
Nothing.
like how he lets me roll, though, just because he knows that I want bad things to happen.
Yeah, you're a little bit odd in that regard. I want horrible things to happen to me. I will then complain when they do, but I want it to happen at least. Okay, so this chap's racing forward. That's one action. So the next action, he'll come at you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's major action. 1, 2, 3. So you can get right the way up to this area here, and then he's scuppered because he's run out of stuff to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, that one's trying to move around behind the person it does know about. It's obviously not aware of where Joe is at the moment, so it's not coming for him.
No one is. I'm too sneaky.
You can think you're a bush, basically.
I'm a bush with it. Yeah, I'm a bush.
That's been shot on.
That one's yeah.
Exactly.
And sorry, I've already done that one, so that's the round advances. So 18, that's this one that you shot, so it's the only one that does know you're there. Is coming straight at you. It's rushes in with its whips a whipping and its snaps a snapping.
Its tendrils are tendering.
Its tendrils are tendering, yeah. It's going to attempt to bite you. It's had enough of being shot.
And it has not bit me.
13, not a hit? Good.
Nope.
Good.
Well,
Friends are
snapping.
Nah, his friends would be like, "Why are you attacking that smelly bush?"
Thomas to go, what would you like to do?
Okay, so what is the action economy on climbing back into the car and turning the engine on?
Climbing back in the car is a minor action. Turning the engine on, I will give you as a free action.
And then can I ram the one that's in front of us?
Run the fucker over, yes you can. So, never used these rules before. Let me just dig them out. Nobody's ever run anything over yet.
You've got armor.
I think I actually saw that in the book, and I think it's 2d6 damage for a car. Depends
on the size of the car, the speed you're going, and a bunch of other stuff. So there's some calculations to be done, but
I've been waiting to do that because I've got fast fury driving.
You have, yes. So you can properly Mad Max it up once the things start to decay a little bit further.
Dying to use it.
Yeah. Okay, so it is 2d6 to start, and given the speed you will be moving on the first round, give me an extra d6 damage. I will need a driving, dexterity driving roll from you. But presuming you do, then we'll roll the damage against it.
Sorry.
14.
14, yeah. So you've hit it. Move the car to wherever you want to put it, and roll 3d6 damage for me, please.
It's armoured, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Can't move the car.
You can't move the car. That's a very good point. Hold on a second. You'll be able to in just a moment. Give control to...
Start doing donuts and get them all.
Here. There we go. Give control to Thomas. And is there anything else I need to give you? Nope, you should have control of it now.
Eventually we'll have guns mounted on our cars.
So it's 3d6 damage to the one you've just run over.
Yeah. just a straight 3d6, nothing else added.
Nothing else added, no. That's 13 damage. Right you are. So you hit it with a fairly convincing thunk. And let me just do... That would be 10 would get through. And fling it up over the bonnet. It bounces like off the windscreen, off the top of the car, rolls across the top, thump on the ground behind, looking very confused. It's never been run over before, so it's got no idea what's just happened to it. And Joe,
big red metal monster with roary noise is just giving you a quick crushing.
Yeah, in fact, I think it probably needs a morale test after that, to be frank. So let's just have a...
It's even called Frank.
It's even called Frank, yes. Okay, I'm getting a lot of lag now, just to add to the fun and games of all the technical issues. So, willpower, morale, I'm going to say it needs to beat 11 or better to an 11 or better. Shite. So, it's afraid. I'll put
This
a little...
predator's just struck it. It's gonna
Well,
run
yeah,
away.
it's mistaken the car for some kind of giant predator. So, it's frightened. Yeah, I've just put a skull on it instead of the scream. But never mind.
I mean, the car is red. I suppose that would be an indication of danger.
Yes, especially, you know, you've noticed a lot of the other verse predators have got...
Like the carnosaurs, like a reddish
It
colour,
is,
isn't
yeah, red with black splodges, yeah. So, Joe, what are you doing?
My next suit's gonna have to be bright red. I'm gonna.
Don't worry,
shoot
this one's
thing.
going to be in a minute, I think. You're going to shoot this thing, okay.
In the face. Shoot it in the face.
I hope I'm gonna shoot it in the face. I'm not so confident anymore. Oh, for fuck's sake!
no.
Nope, that's a miss.
I'm refreshing.
Yeah, okay, give it a try.
I'm sending this browser to shitty browser jail.
May I make a suggestion to Sean's
Test
character?
roll.
Just a quick question. You
Yeah.
know those 6 stunt points that he got from the previous...
Yes,
Oh, no.
you used them.
Yeah.
Stealth test.
No, because he made that stealth test, didn't he? And
Yeah.
then... Does it count? Could he count those 6 for that actual, like, a shadow? Or...
He's
is
already
that not
used them.
possible?
Yeah, used them for something else.
Can I do a test roll to see if this browser is acceptable?
You can, yes, and then could we find out what Chris was trying to ask?
We can, yes.
Chris?
So I was saying because
Oh my God.
they are more susceptible to sound than seeing.
Uh-huh.
Could Thomas make it turn on the radio or something, or make a loud noise or something?
Like a gunshot.
I mean,
Like a car engine.
like a car engine, yes.
Or something louder, like something that's really going to distract them.
Like a gunshot.
Yeah, it's going to have to be fairly loud to beat the gunshot that's currently keeping its attention.
I suppose that really depends what CDs Thomas has got for his car stereo.
Yeah, it's Eskimo Callboy and Pump It.
Okay.
You've got
I
no
should,
idea what that is, do you?
I'm aware of Eskimo Callboy. I'm not familiar with Pumpet.
Sorry, Brian.
Yes. What?
Sorry, but that was a major, so as a minor, I'm just going to move so they don't... Because I know they get a free action if they don't have to move.
That's correct, they do, yes.
So I'm just going to slightly move out the way.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and move. That seems like a sensible thing to be doing at this juncture.
Over by this log, that sounds fine.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Okay. So, next up, sorry, I'm just trying to check something in the rules. I'm really having trouble finding it. Got it. That's what I was looking for. Right, excellent. So next up, we have... it's the one that's frightened. So it's going to scuttle away from this vehicle. Bad news for somebody, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11... then it see. Well, it might not see you. Give me. Yeah, go on. Give me a stealth check.
Hey. Or
versus its perception.
do you want a hiding or do you want a stealth?
Stealth, because you're running away at the moment, aren't you?
Okay.
I didn't notice you sneaking.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, it's
Pissing browser.
noticed you, but I'm going to need another willpower test from it because in the other verse,
Well-
moving plants are dangerous. So,
Especially those ones with the yellow spores on.
yeah, if it doesn't beat a 11, make it 13 here, then it's going to run away from you.
I mean, if the ghillie still gives me that +1 like it did in the mine, it doesn't matter then.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It's going, shit, big red thing, shit, plant,
Yeah.
shit.
So that one's actually
off.
run away, completely just fucked off back to the mine. It's dangerous out here. Big red carnosaur-like thing, even tougher hide than normal, and some killer plants. This place is dangerous. Not realising that it's actually the most dangerous thing here, it has run away. The number 12 here is going to attack your car. This is what I was trying to look up, because attacking vehicles can be tricky. So, it needs to get a stunt to do much about it, but it doesn't know that yet. So it can't make a stunt attack yet. So I'm just kind of relying on it generating stunts, which it didn't do. So as your car runs the other one over, this one's like flailing at the sides, banging its tentacles off the windows, trying to grab at the car as it goes past. No idea how to stop this big thing, just kind of flailing madly and failing to do anything. This next one is...
How much armor does the car have?
Where the hell's
Because
the
he
next
put, he armored it up, didn't he?
Yes, I've actually got the stats for your cars somewhere.
Yeah.
It was
which-
quite tough. It was something like 4 ballistic protection or something.
I've done your stats up fully. I can't remember if I did you a card in this, but so that's Jenny's armored Savan. Sorry, the thing that Sean's character armored for himself though was the big rig, which is not this.
Right.
It's the thing he's still working on, the big
Right.
proper
This is just a Volvo.
This is just a Volvo. Yeah.
While
This is a
While things are
T5.
happening-
This is comes with armor.
Yeah, pretty much.
could something be happening at the other place? I was one or two things that you've done with.
Yeah.
It's got SIBs. That's what it's got.
Okay, so this one scored 6 points of vehicle stunts against you, so vehicle damaging stunts. So it
Super.
has actually done some harm. So let me just see
Fucking hell.
what it's done.
Triple six. Nine.
Yeah. I thought I'd found this and I haven't.
Anti-vehicle stunts, I see them.
Yeah, could you
Can
tell
you-
us what page it's on, please?
Oh, I've got them on the actual Roll20. You've
Oh.
got Dent or Pierce Hole.
Have I already got it on the... Well, what a silly sod I am. So
Dent is 1 to 3 and Pierce Hole is 1+.
right, okay, so tell me what Dent does then. Here we go.
Your actions make the vehicle harder to handle, impose a -1 penalty to tests, operate the vehicle per SP spent. And Pierce Hole, your attack penetrates a vehicle's tough outer shell. If the vehicle has a hull rating of 1 or higher, you must spend SP equal to it on this stunt before spending other SP. This stunt has no other effect.
So, does this vehicle have...
Yes, it does, because it is, as you say, a Volvo. So, it's banging on the side of the vehicle. It does make it harder to handle, so you'll be at -1 point of damage now. It's dented. The wheel arch is kind of bent inwards and clamped around it. Okay, so moving. I'll just get through this round and I'll go back to the others for a moment. So, Thomas Gallagher, what would you like to do?
At this point, the car goes in reverse.
Okay, so you reverse over. Well, just move the car to where you're going to drive it. Make a driving roll at -1. Yep, that's 2 of them you're going to hit. Probably. gonna hit.
It's more like
Like that,
back
yeah.
kind of routine. Yeah.
Okay, so give me a driving roll at -2 then.
Where's me driving roll? You said -1 before.
Yes, but you're making a maneuver as well. So no, actually, it's a fairly easy one. Just -1 will be fine.
to get to the right bit because I've closed my character sheet.
No problem.
Oh,
16
It's a good
and
roll.
with 5 stunts. So you can pick some combat stunts if you'd like, and you've also done a proper socking hit. So let me just double check the damage now. So it is a sedan car,
you
so
are-
it's 2d6 plus fuck's sake. I just need to find, that's vehicles, I need to find vehicles in combat. Yeah, 3d6 again. So let's just keep this moving.
Right. Okay. So 3d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do I hit both of them?
Yes,
That's the
you did.
question.
You did.
Right. So I've hit both of them. Can I apply pinpoints to one of them?
Yes, you can.
Because it's an attack effectively.
Yeah, definitely.
And for 5 stunt points.
Mhm.
Can he do the lethal blow on?
Can I do? Yeah. Can I do the extra 2 dice against another one of them?
You
Well,
can, yes.
one of them which is not damaged at this point.
Yes.
So effectively, so it would be 6d6 against the one of them.
Right, okay, so do that one first.
I'm going to have to use the advanced roller
Okay, no problem.
because it doesn't do. It only does up to 5.
Yeah, yeah.
5d20 and 6d20. Right. Okay. Right. So the undamaged one takes 25 points,
Oh dear, I think I
God
might
damn.
have just killed that one.
and the other one takes the 3 dice.
Okay, so you haven't actually killed this one, but you've come pretty close. So you hit it and punt it about 2 meters backwards, and then it kind of scurries, like gets its tentacles back under itself and scurries back around roughly where it was. Really angry, but also at the same time you can see like 2 of its legs are very twisted and mangled, its sides smashed in, there's blood gouting out of its mouth. It's in a very, very bad way, and for some reason it doesn't seem to have taken the damage to the
Spent a conviction point. It's fine.
Let's see if it's done it this time. There we go.
Right, and the other one took 16 points of damage.
And the other
from
one
that
took
hit.
16 points of damage, so it's even worse now. So having just been shot, it's now been run over as well.
Having a good day, is he?
It's not having a great day, no. So it's been bounced from pillar to post, and like it's suddenly thinking that whatever these things are, it would possibly rather be somewhere else. Joe, you go. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and shoot this one.
Okay, go for it.
Try and finish it off.
Yeah.
Swear to God, do you want to go to roller jail as well? You know what? I'm gonna aim because I've had enough.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
11, I think,
hit.
might be a hit. Remember, you're shooting it from behind, and it's already engaged, so you've got +2 to hit there. That's a hit.
Oh, that should hopefully be a hit.
That's
Good.
A hit. 9
It's
points
taken.
of ballistic damage, I think.
It's taken 13 total.
13,
Because I got
so
my
10.
D6 on it.
10 points get it through. So describe that.
Okay, so it gets hit by the car, and as it's doing a roly-poly,
Mhm.
I shoot it in the underside,
Right.
and it explodes. It explodes.
Right, okay, so you shoot it in the underside, there's a gout of blood gashes out, one of its legs drops off, it kind of rolls and then comes to a stop in like 2 separate parts. Well, 3 separate parts. 2 of its legs are now detached and it's just dead and gouting blood out of its midriff. That was your major action. Do you have a minor action?
Can I hide? Just
Yes.
stoop down?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Cool.
Another killer bush thing going on there.
No,
right.
he aimed.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
was
right. he aimed.
16.
Yeah.
He aimed. Yeah, you can't.
Oh, you're right, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so this one over here is now going to rush in and attempt to attack the car.
Leave my buddies alone.
Yeah, exactly. And another 6 points of damage on the car. So
Fucking
it's
hell.
battering the car. It rips one of the wheels, so the wheel kind of buckles. The car will now be at -3 to handle. But beyond that, so far it's still okay. It hasn't dropped the bits entirely yet, but it's -3 to handle.
Is
It's now
there really
handling like
only?
a brick.
Is
No, I'll
there
need
really
to.
only?
No, I think I
two
need to look
stunts?
that up, Ben. I'm sure there's
I'm gonna
more
do
to
that
it.
now.
Yeah, if you would. I mean, I'm kind of.
Is there
hoping.
really
Sorry for
only two
interrupting you, by
stunts?
the
Is
way.
that
No,
what you're
that's
saying?
fine. Yeah, I'm sure there's more to it than that. I need to. I was trying to
Manage.
find the car combat section, but I just can't seem to. I read it for last time, and it just doesn't seem to have stuck in my mind the way I thought it might.
It's not the same as space vehicles in the
In the
Expanse,
Expanse, exactly. Yeah.
because there's no chance you're going to fall out.
Yeah.
Something might pick you up.
Okay, so back over to everybody else. What are you all up to?
So have they gone away from us, or is there any of them left?
There's still some there's still some in the corridor, but they're very nervous because every time they get close, something nasty happens to them.
Did we leave them, or I mean, how is it going with chopping the trees up?
There's plenty of tree chopped up. If people want to start ferrying it over there and jamming it in the hole, you can do.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
go on.
sorry, I was just going to say maybe we could just try killing the ones that are there currently and then jam the hole up.
Engage how many there is.
You're not entirely sure. You could give me a perception seeing test if somebody wants to climb up the top of the rocks and look through with a torch.
That's
Or
not
you
going to
could
be
use the
me.
drone, of course, I suppose.
Yeah, you could use the drone.
I'll reattach the drone then. I'll see if we can do it quick time.
Okay, go ahead.
Or was that just intelligence?
There we go. Excellent. Ben, you can, if I just give you control of that, edit. If I give you editing privileges on this thing, you can add that in for me because I knew we were missing some stuff. So it can be edited by.
I was surprised there wasn't any take out an engine or whatever.
Yeah, I mean I knew there was because I'd read them, but could I help find anything? And while trying to do 40 things at once, should have made sure I had this prepped though properly. So my fault. So Ben, there you go. You've now got editing privileges on that one. If you want to type that in for me. Sorry, Chris. Back to you. What were you saying?
What would it require to just quickly reattach the camera to the drone?
Give me a dexterity crafting test. +1 this time because you've already done it once, so you know what you're doing.
No, I did that twice, and it's only 9.
Okay.
Go on, guys.
I'm a bit in pain. Could someone else help me just get this camera back on here?
It's dexterity, is it? Yeah, I'll give you. Try and help.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled shit as well.
Yeah, you're not. Well, actually, because you know what you're doing, yeah, you've 9's enough. You've done it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. You know what you're doing because you've done it before. So I'm going to say the target number was 9.
Okay.
All right, then I'll get it up in the air then.
Okay. You get the thing up in the air and down into the thing. There are
Say goodbye
currently.
to it because I don't think I'll get it back.
Yeah, there are currently 4 of the creatures down there, but 2 of them appear to be injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we could kill them. And then stuff the hole up. But that's just.
How's my leg? You said all it does is decrease my movement by 2, yeah?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
I think that was brilliant.
Well,
If Marie is good and go, she could take prime position if she wants.
Well, I was
not
already
sure if Marie's at a desk at the moment.
I am.
You
I've
are.
I was just making sure Craig getting okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, you two want to sort that out between you?
We're thinking of attacking the ones that are there.
Okay.
2 of them are meant to be injured and 2 of them are okay.
While you guys are talking about it, I'm going to go back over to this other group. And
You know what? I'm really glad that you didn't have access to these stunts because fuel line. Ooh.
Yes. I knew I'd seen something about fuel lines. Thank you very much. So this one's going to attack the car again. But again, without gaining... It did actually get three stun. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, I'm having a little bit trouble here. My screen's going ballistic, switching between... There we go. Okay. Now stay. Has it popped out again? Fuck's sake. Yes, it has. Okay, that's probably what's causing the problem. So it's failed to do the damage, so it's just like wailing on the car, unaware of what it's doing, really.
Quick question.
Yes?
It's been run over.
Yes.
Is it not feeling a bit worse for wear? Just for...
I mean, it's not feeling great. It's on death's door, yeah. In fact, I think I'll probably have a morale test from it. 13 or better.
That's what I was meaning. That was good.
Where the bloody hell is my... There it is, right.
Oh, it's just angry, isn't it? Not happy.
Yeah, it's just angry at the moment. Okay, so Thomas to go.
So again, I'm going to attempt to manoeuvre the car.
Okay, so you're -3 this time.
And do a run through in that direction.
Right, you are. Go for it.
Running them over.
Yeah.
Okay.
See
where's my car?
Right, okay. Oh shit, there's 2 of them there. Right, okay.
Yeah, so basically it's okay, so getting over there.
This is how we're going to kill all enemies in future. We're just going to run them over.
And you thought all that Grand Theft Auto was a waste of time?
Yeah. I mean, it's not great on the car. There's shitloads of dents now that are going to need hammering out at some point, but yeah.
Fucking hell.
Okay, so you've managed to drive over both of those. You've scored 6 points of stunts, and you do 3 dice of damage to each of these as well.
Managed to put 1 in the complications pool too.
And you did manage to put 1 in the complications pool.
So this one here is going to take the old 6 to the face.
6 to the face, right you are.
Jesus Christ.
Let's call up the dice roller again.
Call upon the fair dice roller.
Come on, dice roller, give me 6 sixes. Let's see the magic.
6.
No. 23.
That's 23. Do you want to just ping again which one took the 23? The green one. Yeah, okay. That one has 7 hit points left. So that's in quite a bad way as it bounces off the bonnet. You see what you can only describe as some kind of alarmed giant insect. Its face just slams into the glass and then the whole thing rolls off the side of the car.
Windscreen wipers just smear that bug across the screen.
Yeah.
Windscreen. And the other one takes that many points of damage.
9 points of damage, so that's...
that one there.
Yep. Okay. That one's gone as well. Feel free to describe how you dispatch it.
Basically, it takes a smash. Its shell shatters as it rolls and slops across the top of the car and falls in the dirt. Then at that point,
okay,
crack it open like a lobster.
Yeah, it sort of thump into the slops into the muddy bit, and you can see it's oozing guts and blood just seeping out into the muddy waters as you have run it over to death.
Yeah, that's when I switch on the Muddy Waters CD.
Yeah. Joe to go, what would you like to do?
I want to shoot this guy.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to aim again.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck's sake.
What do you want to do with your actions?
Did you miss again? You did.
I did miss again.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to say if you would like to use the rules.
Yes, no, oh god, it'll end up shooting Thomas, so no, because I know what you'll do.
It would be, to adjust this to a hit, would be 2 points. So you could buy a costly success for
Hang on,
a moderate drawback.
Is it technically in combat with the car?
Yes.
So, has that been accounted for in the roll?
Imagine if you blow the car up.
No, that would give you +1 to hit, so you'd actually only need a minor consequence of 1 point.
I don't suspect Sean's going to get shot from a minor consequence, so yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, So you point and fire. Bang! Back! Click! Click!
Yeah, I thought that was coming.
Yeah. So you're out of ammunition. It's also snowing outside, apparently. I'm just seeing on my camera.
Yeah, we
A
can see that.
lot.
Not snowing here.
Um,
Why
Oh,
is it
dude,
England as
I'm
well?
coming home tomorrow. I'm going to be coming home to snow.
and that is you've hit it anyway, so you get to do the
Not if you're
damage.
in Newcastle.
But you,
Watch, I'm going
you
to do
are out of
all
ammunition.
ones. All ones. I fucking... Oh.
Oh.
8 damage, though.
8 damage. Okay. So, ignores
Do I
4.
still get that 1 stun point?
Yes.
Can't really do much with it. I mean, I can do a skip. Can I do a rapid reload and magically have ammo?
No, you. All the ammunition you brought with you, you've run out of.
Even
That
the stuff
was
in
the
my prison wallet.
consequence. Sorry.
Even the stuff in my prison wallet.
Yes.
If you make an attack with a firearm that benefits from an
Don't you
aim
have your
bonus
crossbow?
before the
Don't
end
you
of
have
next
your bow in
turn,
there?
increase the aim bonus. Oh, that's not useful.
Okay. So 12. To
Wait,
hit.
hang on.
Mhm.
I'm going to use short bursts. Ignore 1 point of your opponent's ballistic armor per SP spent, so it would take 1 point extra.
Right, okay. I'll do 1 point extra damage to it before you
There we
run
go.
out of ammunition. Yeah. Nice one. Okay, so you've shot it, you've angered it, it's it to go, it's coming for you. It runs at it's a very ungainly gait compared to what they normally look like now, but it is going to get halfway there and then charge. So this gives it a +1 to hit. And it is going to try to bite your fucking face off.
It's hit.
And that's a major action. No, it's not. It took a minor as well. So it's hit. It has done you 5 points of damage.
That would be 2 through my toughness, so it's okay.
Yeah, okay. No problem. So back over to everybody else. What are you doing over there?
So my hammer is probably still propping up a little bit of the stone. Is there a way that we could, like,
I mean, it's
push
not because
the
you were
stone
pulled out.
in? Isn't it? Oh.
Pulled out.
Is there a way
while-
that we could push the stones in towards them to try and injure them more?
I'm going to say yes.
Because I was thinking of, attacking them from a distance. I've got a bow, so there is that.
How would we do this?
Okay, you guys were suggesting I went up first, weren't you?
If you want,
Well, I
because
wasn't,
you're high
but-
dexterity.
Chris will.
Because I kind of have an idea. If I see a tentacle come through, I could attempt to grab and pull it through so it's easier for you to shoot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Effectively grappling.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
you
probably going to regret this and wind up in the absolute shit, but I'm going to try it.
so you scramble up the thing and attract its attention. One of them attempts to attack you. So let's see if it hits first of all.
I would have switched out from my hammer to my spear.
Okay. And 15. So it has hit you. It struck you for 2 damage.
I doubt that'll get through her armor or a...
My toughness is 3,
Yeah.
so
Great. I've now managed to lose my chat box
Gives you a-
completely, so I'm going to have to log back in. Whilst I'm doing that, it's your turn to attempt to grapple its
okay.
flailing tendril. You're going to have to tell me
Ooh.
what you rolled because I'm not going to see it while I'm trying this.
Thanks.
It didn't.
pretty good
I
roll.
used grapple. According to this, I've got no attack bonus though, despite my strength and dex.
Right, strength won't make any difference.
Uh-huh.
Dexterity should do. What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is
No,
5.
it won't. It won't.
It's
won't.
fighting.
It's fighting.
Right, I don't have any bonus for that. That's fine. I rolled 14 with 6 stunts.
14, yeah, that's a hit. So you've got
And
6
another point.
stunts to use.
Another point in the kill the players pool.
There are specific grappling stunts, so
Yes, there are.
But just a quick suggestion. There is the setup stunt.
Yes.
There's a melee stunt where you can actually give other people a bonus to hit
Yeah,
on
which
their
is what
go.
kind of do, yeah.
Yeah, well, that fits what you were describing, like, to be fair.
So I wouldn't have to use a specific grappling stunts then.
You know, you can use the general combat stunts as well. You get to choose from either of them, but the setup stunt does kind of fit with what you were describing. But you are free to pick from either of those as you please.
I do remember Hinder being pretty good. It reduces their chance to hit or their damage. I don't remember. It was one of them.
I've only got basic melee stunts, and the one that Sean's just talking about there isn't on them.
Okay.
Is that general combat then?
Yes, it should be. So you've got mid.
Setup.
You
Did
should
you
be able to
say?
see any that the others can. So
How many points is set up, Sean?
2, if I remember rightly.
I
Can't
don't.
spot it either, but it does exist.
I'm gonna quickly do a search for it. Setup. It is in power stunts. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Never mind.
Yeah, we're definitely not using those. It exists anyway. It's 2 points. It would give somebody else a +1 to hit.
Okay.
That's one option, or any of the general combat stunts, basic melee stunts, or grapple stunts. It's up to you.
Okay. I'm going to use the setup so that whoever tries to hit this gets a +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually.
Can I use lightning attack to try the same on a second one?
Yeah, go on, I'll let you.
Okay. And I'll use the skirmish to push that first one 2 yards away from me. That would be 1 point, so that's all 6 used.
So you're pulling it out of the cave and rolling it down towards everybody else then?
Yeah, and
Okay.
getting a +1 to hit as well. And I'm going to try and hit the second one as well.
Okay, go for it.
No. That was quite a rubbish roll.
That's okay. Okay, so what happens is... excuse me. Just a second. Thank you. Okay, so the first one lashes out at you. You kind of let it grapple your arm and then grab the thing with your other hand, pull the whole thing off balance and pull it out of the cave so it slides down this what's now a scree slope effectively. In panic it lets go of you, it's thrashing about trying to get its feet back under it. It manages to, but then it looks around, suddenly panicking, realising it is surrounded by everybody else over there. And since we're using the costly successes and mixed failures, you would have stunted if that had been a pass. Yeah, so that one can't. It's taken as a result of. Can't do that one, can't do that one. Okay, you've got 2 points to pay it forward. Something in your failure on the second attack has given advantage to other people on your side.
I'm up there at the top as well because I was firing at them.
Okay, so what's happened is Lizzie has attempted to attack it. It's kind of blocked her with one of its tentacles, but in doing so, it's exposed itself to you, so you get +2 to hit when it's your go.
Okay.
Jenny, it's your go.
Okay, and
+2 to that one and +1 to the other one.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I should be able to aim because I was already.
Yep, so that's +3. She's already attacked it, so that's +4.
So
that's a hit with 2 stun points.
Yeah, 2 stuns. Okay, I'll do the normal damage. They're not the best damage, but let's see. Combat stuns for 2. Vicious blow. I'll do that.
Nice one. Go ahead and roll the extra damage. Okay, so that's 7 gets through on that one, so that's 7, 15, 18.
11 in total. So
Okay. Chris, you to go, and the one that's slid down and is now in the middle of everybody, you would get +1 to hit that for the grapple stunt that was used against it, and another +1 because you would be outnumbering it, so you would get +2 to attack that one.
What's the minimum I need to get?
11.
I already have the minimum without even rolling, so
Fucking hell.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. 16. That's a hit. Excuse me. So you bring down your whatever it is you just hit it with. What did you hit it with?
It's not a lot of damage. A spear, a short spear.
Short spear, right?
Yeah.
7 damage, you say.
Piercing.
Not, it's piercing.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. It's not ballistic though, so it does get to use its toughness, which balances out actually. So it still takes 4 damage. There we go. So it's wounded as well. So both of these ones are now wounded. That one is going to strike back. Actually, that one's already made an attack this round. So Jenny, the one you shot, is going to make an attack against you as soon as I can find it. It seems to have closed.
what kind of damage does it do?
It does non-ballistic. It does impact wounding
Right.
damage.
I've got armor against impact.
Okay. Having a little bit trouble getting my whippersnapper card to open. There we go. It's open now. So it's going to attempt a whip strike. And it's a hit with 5 stunt points.
Okay.
So with 5 stunt points, it is going to attack you a second time and take you down. So it whips around your legs and wrenches your legs out from under you. With a squeal, you go crashing to the ground and suffer a total of 6 points of damage. Yes, 6 points of damage.
Okay, well I take 3 off for my armor and toughness, so 3 got through.
Okie dokie.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. No. So going back over to the other fight for a round, we have that one's dead. So it's Thomas to go.
Please don't try and run it over.
So Sean, what would Thomas like to do this time?
Yeah. Okay. What am I? Where is it currently?
It's attacking the hedge over here.
Right. If the car means stopped there at that point,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've just rolled it forward to that point.
Yeah.
Getting out the car and loosing an arrow in that direction.
Yeah, I would say that's one major, one minor action. I'll allow that.
Okay. Shot through the head and you're too late. Yeah, I could always spend a conviction point to prevent him from dying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just don't miss and you'll be fine.
14.
That's a hit. The arrow slams into the back of its head. Go ahead and roll the damage for me, please.
There you go. 15.
Fucking hell. Right. Okay. Narrate its end.
So Thomas rolls out of the car like as if he's Hawkeye. Comes into a kneeling stance with an arrow knocked. Lets fly. And it just basically punches straight through the back of this thing's head. Arrow point pops out the other end. Slightly 2 inches short of Joe's face.
Right.
As it dies and slumps forward.
Joe,
on
as
the
this
ground.
creature dies in the manner just described, you hear something shriek, some kind of shrill, sort of teenage girly type of shriek, and you realise it's you as this arrow stops
Then you
less
realise
than
it's
2
you.
inches from your eyes.
Are you talking about me?
No. No, that's him going, ah!
I don't know.
Unfortunately, this was the point at which we had to abandon the game because the snowfall outside is disrupting my internet to an insane degree and I just can't keep connected for more than a few seconds. thank you very much for tuning in today. Sorry about the technical issues, but the blizzards just made my connection so unstable that we can't really progress. So we'll pick it up from there next week. Hopefully the weather will be a touch better. Actually, we won't pick it up next week because next week would be Boxing Day. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody, and whatever other holidays you hold dear to you at this time of year, happy holidays. We'll see you again in the new year. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and have a great time. Good night.